Hello, everybody, and welcome back to We Bought a Mic, a podcast about the end of 2025. It's Christmas, and the movies are here. Welcome. My name's Ernest.
I'm nog drinking mob over here. My name's Hunter.
Yeah.
Slurping down eggnog.
What if you started a nog company?
I don't know how to do math.
Oh.
So it would be trouble for finances.
Okay, never mind.
I have a podcast about movies. What are you thinking? Business guy?
Sharks. You guys want to get fucked up?
I just bring samples of the nog.
Drew's here.
Woo!
Yeah.
We've got nog. We've got Christmas cookies.
Yeah.
My busts into these. The annual Mobley Christmas
I've heard that
miracle.
You should get the crispiest boys possible and just really chew them right up into the mic. They're all pretty soft actually. So
It's a good batch.
To ASMR. Thank you.
It's a good year. You guys are good.
Shout out Jennifer.
I like the boxes too.
Always great.
Everyone with the individual boxes.
Oh yeah, always.
It's a little special box. You guys actually got smaller boxes this year. Sorry about that.
No, I actually prefer that because you boys got to go on a diet.
This is a sidebar. We haven't even started the pod yet. I have a giant 10 and it's been a problem. I've already eaten about half of it. And every time I come home, guys, you need to fucking stop. And I'm like, okay, then stop setting them near the TV and near the couch. I'm going to just have on some fucking NBA and just be munching down on Spritz cookies for
with a nog.
With a nog.
You got to do it with the nog.
Yeah.
We have a lot of things on this catch-up episode. This is a grab bag. What we're gonna do is we're gonna go around one by one,
round robin,
and share some things that we've been watching. It's been a minute since we last recorded an episode. I went to Berlin and back. I saw Radiohead. Check out the shirt. Peep the shirt.
Radiohead twice. If you
saw Radiohead twice. Yes. I don't know what I would say other than have you seen The Face of God?
You sort of blocked Johnny Greenwood with your hand, so it was still woke, right?
Yeah, right.
Mm-hmm.
Well, sure. Yeah, jury's still out on Tom as well. A lot of claims have been made about my boys.
Am I now an accessory because you called us during the Radiohead concert?
Oh, how did that go? Did that? Was that anything?
Yeah.
I could hear the audio pretty solidly.
No, I was into it.
Speaker.
It was really great. Yeah, Ernie FaceTimed me during Weird Fishes.
Yeah.
And I was really surprised. I thought it was gonna fall out.
That's sick.
I now have better questions for why my dad will call me at a concert, and it sounds like he's calling me from a 2002 Nokia. He's just it's Elton John. Can you hear? And it's just static screaming. I'm hearing dog whistle noises coming across that. So good job by you. That wasn't that.
I think you can thank Apple's FaceTime technology for that.
Okay, well, thanks,
yeah,
Apple.
They probably optimize. Yeah. So yeah, I haven't been watching too much stuff. I have a couple things. But Hunter, you said your list is mighty. Yeah,
I've in the last 3 weeks that we haven't pod, I think I've watched 32 movies. Let's go. It's binge season.
That's the work.
It is. Listen, as we're gonna say,
deep work.
As we might find out, not all hits. There's been a number of misses in here.
Yeah, and I know Five Nights at Freddy's one didn't come out this year, but I still do need to hear.
Yeah, you want to hear my thoughts about it?
You did watch. Both
I did explicitly say, okay, I don't need to talk about everything. I don't need to talk about Five Nights at Freddy's 2, and then you chose immediately to harp on Five Nights at Freddy's 2.
We're trying to get clicks.
It's a bad movie, man. Here's the thing: the first movie is bad. The second movie is worse in every conceivable way.
See it?
Yeah.
Did it perform?
The first movie did a
no,
fuck
but
ton
the
movie.
new one. Did anyone give a fuck? I don't think anybody cares.
I mean, I think that they did pretty solid, at least opening weekend. Five Nights at Freddy 2, according to Google AI, it has earned over $200 million worldwide. Okay. Against a $36 to $51 million budget. Okay. So it's already north of 100 mil. People love these movies. Man, this movie is not very good. The thing with the first one is that it's not great either, but at least you have the Jim Henson made animatronics and all of that stuff looks really cool, even if the story really sucks. I'm sorry for our boy Josh Hutcherson. His character is so annoying. He has a dead brother, so he gives himself narcolepsy so that he can he takes sleeping pills so that he can
I hate that,
transcend and go back to the moment where his brother gets abducted. So that's what happens there to try to like, because it's like, you know, your mind, you never actually forget anything that happens to you. You can always relive any events in your mind while you dream.
Is it going to crack like the bottom tier of your list?
I think it's like it's in the bottom 5 movies that I've seen.
So it was worth it for that.
The second one does not have to do with that. That's just the plots of the first one. The second one, I've forgotten most of what happened in the second movie already, and I only saw it a couple weeks ago.
Sick.
It's not good. There's a second Freddys that they're in this small town, and there's this whole big thing of like, oh, Freddys, you don't know Freddys? It was this huge like Chuck E. Cheese style store. Also, turns out there was another one that's 2.5 miles down the road from here. I have a lot of questions about the business setup of the Freddys franchise. Maybe that's the reason why they went under, not the murders, but that's neither here nor there. Okay, do you guys want to start like from things that I saw that were good or things that were bad?
Well, that counts as your one.
Yeah, sorry.
So we're just moving on.
And unfortunately we're out of time for the episode.
Talk about wicked for good. I mean, should I say wicked for mid?
So did you see this, Ernie?
No, I'm waiting. Okay, I'm about to go to Massachusetts. I got to take the girls out. We do a big outing with all the aunties. We go get dinner, then we go see Wicked. Okay. You know, it's a thing.
Take them see Marty Supreme. I actually don't know if
I don't think they would survive.
What are the aunties like? Do they have any cardiac conditions? Because if so, you probably shouldn't take them to see Marty Supreme. They get too horny.
Okay, so Wicked for Goods is
the second half of Wicked.
It's the second half of Wicked.
I'm excited to check it out.
Okay.
I want to know what happens.
We should just leave it at that. It's the second half of Wicked.
It stinks. It's not good. I liked Wicked 1. I think I genuinely did. I had a good time in it. And even the biggest fans of the musical did say following Wicked 1, well, the first act of Wicked is way better to adapt. It has all of the famous songs in Wicked. And the plot makes a lot more sense. And so given that like it's not like it was a masterpiece in the first place, those things being stacked up against the second Wicked, this is exactly what you would think. You know what I mean? Like the story just does not work as its own movie. It flat out doesn't work.
Do you know about what like the second half of Wicked is?
I don't know anything.
So I don't want to necessarily spoil what happens, but let's just say has a lot of tie-ins to the movie The Wizard of Oz. You ever heard of it? Because you might be wondering like, yeah, but how did that Tin Man become a Tin Man? That's what you find out in Wicked.
No, I figured it was going to do all that. And the Scarecrow and the Lion.
It does all that.
The songs are bad. Like the songs
are pretty bad.
Their songs are bad. And the new songs that they wrote, there's like 2 or 3 new songs. Those are just like equally as bad.
Tonally, I think is where the biggest misstep is in terms of like what our guy John Chu could have done here. Like that is the most blamable on this particular film as opposed to the musical is the tone shifts all over the place. It cannot decide how it wants to feel as a film. It is obviously there's a lot of heavy stuff going on. It gets darker. That was sort of baked into like what you heard about Act 2 of Wicked. Like it's a lot more dramatic. It's less fun. So much of what was good about the first one was being introduced to the world of Shiz, like the school, like that. Yeah. All that was like, I think very well done. Those were the
practical stuff in the first movie looks great.
Yeah, exactly. Those sets were awesome.
It's a little bit similar to a Frankenstein thing where it's like, while we're in the practical world, this all looks amazing. Like you guys did a great job. It's again, the VFX work that's shoddy in that.
Well, and it also, takes an ample amount of time and it does like set up the relationships between this ensemble of characters. There's a huge time jump in between 1 and 2, and all of those relationships are completely like they fall apart. Like in terms of story, we didn't spend like 5 movies with them to feel like the weight of them all hating each other now. You know what I mean? It's just sort of like, oh, well, that was quick. Now everyone is fighting. Like it doesn't feel. It feels like almost as though like the Shiz stuff could have just been a movie. Like this might be a 3-movie scenario. They might have needed to do 3.
But the thing is that it already kind of felt like this movie is we've milked the pig dry at this point.
I know that's the thing is I think they would have
milk pigs.
If you should. I think it's just
that ain't milk, brother.
I think it's just in terms of in terms of the property, they would have to take a lot more liberties, and I don't think they had anyone, at the helm that could write something better. But in order to feel the payoff that you're supposed to feel in this one, you need at least 2 other movies.
No,
it's not hitting.
I think that you're right there, and I think part of it is I'll go negative and then I'll go to a positive here. But I think huge negative is I think Michelle Yeoh is like, I don't know what her character is in this movie.
Bad,
in this whole thing,
bad.
She's like really bad performance, and also like, I have seen the Wicked musical. I don't know who this character is, like Madame Morble. Like maybe she was some kind of important figure and I blocked her out from seeing it. Or this is like a super blown out character because they're like, we can get Michelle Yeoh for this. And, when we have her in there, we got to write her more of a part. But it's also like not really anything. She's just like evil for the sake of being evil.
I'm also willing to say that her performance is very bad.
It's really bad.
And she's been phenomenal before, particularly with Chu in Crazy Rich Asians. I think that year she might have been my best supporting actress. Like she has been so good. I genuinely think she like has had work done, and it felt like she could not move her face at all in this movie. Like she's saying weighty things and like conveying a lot of lines that should have meaning, and dead behind the eye.
Yeah.
You're seeing absolutely none of it on her face. Really off-putting.
I didn't want to just take it in that direction, but that is definitely a thing it's true. It's a thing in this movie.
Tough.
Now, positive, I will say, I think Ari is legitimately like fantastic in this movie.
She's a good actress, man.
I think that she is like, she kind of steals the movie away from Cynthia Erivo. Like I think
so. Her Oscar chances are not dead, even if the movie's not.
No, I don't think, not for a long shot. Especially because I think like a lot of like the sentimental value. I think both of them are going to kind of split votes. I think that she is very much a lock to be nominated, and it's probably between her and Tiana Taylor for the win if I had to make a choice right now, but. I think that she is amazing. It's also straight up not a supporting performance at all. Like it is. I think that she has
it's a lead.
Just as many scenes and moments as Cynthia Erivo in this, but she's and I know that this might be like sacrilege to say, but she's a better actress than Cynthia Erivo. And so like sometimes whenever they're together on the screen, like she's just better on the screen. She's a more interesting screen presence. And that's something to say from Cynthia Erivo's singing ability. Obviously she got pipes. Okay. When she performs No Good Deed, that whole sequence looks really good. It sounds really good. It's the best song in the movie. But otherwise it feels a little bit flat. Her performance.
Can I read you the Gold Derby 5? So she's actually at number 5 right now.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Because of how bad this movie is performing with critically and box office.
4, Elle Fanning, Sentimental Value.
Yeah.
3, Inga Ibsdotter Lilja's Sentimental Value. 2, Amy Madigan, Weapons. Let's fucking
Number
go.
2, that's crazy.
And number 1, Tiana Taylor.
Tiana Taylor, yeah.
Let's go. I vote Tiana Taylor.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, just that's actually a true supporting performance. She's in the first 40 minutes of the movie and then you just feel a presence of it.
Yeah. Okay.
Another huge winner, Jeff Goldblum.
Dude, yes.
Goldblum is incredible.
He really is.
His scene where he has the song and they're like kind of going around and showing the potential world.
Fucking lovely.
It's the best. It's all very practical. It looks really fucking good. It looks cool. He's having a blast in this movie.
It feels like most of the stuff in this movie, it feels so disconnected from the tone of the scene right before it and right after it that like you're jarred. Every single scene in this feels so different. It's like they like drew the scenes out of a hat in terms of like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. There's so many slow, boring fucking ballads that just kill the pacing of this movie.
Two particular moments in the movie that I think point toward the central issues here, because I've defended John Chu throughout this whole process, and he makes some big foibles here. When adapting a play, obviously one of the biggest things you have to think of are logistics of characters moving in and out of a scene change so much when it becomes a movie. In a play, it is so much easier to excuse the idea of just a character, once they leave the stage, they're gone, basically. They no longer exist. You have to think a little harder about that in a movie. There's a particular scene in this in which Jonathan Bailey is being captured by guards. Cynthia Erivo is there, and she obviously doesn't want that to happen. She is the only person in the vicinity with magical powers and who can fly. She decides to just leave. She runs away. If you're watching a play, I can totally see that making sense because you know what I mean? It's just like it's a smaller scale thing, and it's probably a smaller cast on the stage. They're blocked differently. But in this movie, watching it, you're like, why the fuck are you leaving?
Yeah.
Like it looks so silly almost to be like, she is so powerful. We can see the full extent of her powers. It's not like a play where, she's flying like 5 feet in the air. She could kill all of them right now. And instead she runs away.
Yeah.
From who?
So
she has the monkeys at this point. She can do anything she wants, but plot wise, he needs to get captured and then turn into whatever the fuck. And so then she goes off and she does her song, and you kind of forgive it. That's not forgivable to me.
No,
and that is a directing problem straight up. That's a John Chu problem. The second one, which killed me.
Are you gonna talk about the battle?
Killed me. It killed me.
There's a sword fight,
an epic battle,
if you will, a wand fight that happens.
And so obviously we're spoiling. So sorry, but
it's so it's the dumbest thing. I was laughing in the seat, and guy had to elbow me, so like I wasn't annoying the people around me.
It's like the weird thing is it definitely is supposed to play for laughs, but they're right by a dead body. Right
by her dead sister.
Elphaba's sister dies.
Yeah,
she is dead.
At the beginning of Wizard of Oz.
Yeah,
the house lands on
if
her.
you'll recall, that's where Dorothy gets the slippers from. She's dead under the fucking house, and Elphaba has just shown up and is mourning her dead sister who's under that house. Glinda then shows up. They kind of go at it a little bit, but in a very playful tone. And then they have a little silly little battle that's like sort of the joke of it is like it's kind of like a girl fight where they're like, and it's like played to be funny. Her sister's dead right there. It doesn't fucking work. That's crazy. Like that is such a
people grieve in different ways.
I don't know if it's ultimately played for laughs. There were people in my theaters that were just like, oh my God, it's like they're sisters and they're fighting with each other. Like they were watching it like it was heartbreaking. It's just a tonal problem of this whole movie is a mess.
Because I think Chu wants it to be funny. It's just like that can't be funny. And so people, but like they're playing like the buffoon music during, you know what I mean? They're playing like silly. Yeah, like it's such a misstep. And there are a few of those in this movie. And I could not get over them. Like in the whole watching process, you cannot settle into the vibe.
Yeah.
Because the vibe changes every 5 minutes. So it's a failure of a movie, unfortunately.
Yeah.
All right. We have to move on.
I'm sorry.
What's next?
Oh, you're next up, Ernie. What do you got for us?
Marty Supreme is one of the best movies of the year. Flat out. It's going to be in my top 10 Listomania. I can talk about it more then. I can also just keep talking about how Timothée Chalamet probably gives the performance of the year.
No, I think Leo was going home with his second Oscar. Like he was just walking out of the Academy studio that night, and Timmy just came in and just took his fucking lunch money.
He came in with his henchman with the ping pong ball head.
I think that like I don't know what this movie will like, what its awards prospects are going to look like overall, but
it's going to be all over.
This is one.
It's too good.
It's going to be nominated in a lot of places. I'm really fascinated to see what the box office of this movie is, because this is getting
needs to work.
I could see it being not 100 mil, but like 75 mil domestic.
I mean, that would be fucking great.
That's what I really think is like the power of Timmy. That's what this can be his moment, because it is
the campaign
undeniable performance.
The SD Kid feature.
The campaign is unreal, and it has reached young people. The question is, will they then go to the movie?
That's the question.
No idea.
Take their family on Christmas Day.
The young people know Marty Supreme Christmas Day, Marty Supreme Christmas Day. Like you know what I mean? It has reached the demos. It's just, do people show up after knowing?
Well, it helps that the movie is fucking amazing.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's the other thing is I think that this is the best Safdie Brothers movie, flat out. I think that this is better than Uncut Gems. I think it's better than Good.
Yeah, dude.
Wow. Good.
It's not only is it that good, I think it's the best Timothée Chalamet performance.
Wow.
I think so. Yeah. I mean,
as much of a Dune head as I am, as much of a Paul Atreides defender, big worm lover.
You're a Dune gooner.
Yeah.
Yeah. Slurper.
for just to kind of give a little bit, because I don't want to say
unreal.
too much about.
He's unreal.
I don't want to say too much about this movie, Drew, because we're going to talk about it in depth whenever
he
you
has
see
created
this,
an iconic character.
Yes, and it is something that is so
like a career defining
fucking gold.
The Timothée Chalamet iconography, like he is playing with movie stardom in a way that I cannot remember another actor of this generation doing, where he is such a shithead. Like the whole time he just keeps fucking up and making mistakes and being unlikable, but then he just kind of smiles towards the camera and you're like, oh fuck, he got me, and I'm ready to follow him into the fire.
It's like when De Niro did Taxi Driver, right? Yeah. It's like that level of like,
guys,
like when you think
I'm so fucking rock hard.
Like when you think of a great performance of an iconic like movie character, we're gonna think of Marty Mauser. Like it's just
put Marty Mauser on the Wheaties box, man. Like let's go.
It's unreal.
I'm so fucking excited. It also does parallel what's going on with Timmy in real life.
Yeah. Reaching for greatness.
I am genuinely scared that because
he's gonna burn out.
He keeps touching the stove and like getting away with it. He keeps on saying things where it's right on the edge of like, dude, you're so close to being annoying, but you're not. And he keeps on.
I mean, maybe he is. Bit.
Of course. But then the next day he drops the SD kit feature,
right,
or something, and it's like. It genuinely feels like we're at like the very middle point of like the Wolf of Wall Street.
Yeah.
Where it's like
the most cocaine.
This has to fall apart. Yeah. It's like the middle of Goodfellas. Like there's just no like I'm waiting on the Layla montage. It's coming.
Opens to $9 million.
He crashes out and like he breaks up with his Jenner, girlfriend.
I will say that part of it is definitely that I do feel like he is playing Marty Mauser. Like once you see this movie, his whole public persona, especially for the last couple months, is Marty. Like he is just trying to, and honestly, it helps a lot because it helps the iconography of the character that you
orange.
just associate. You associate orange, you associate
Dream big.
Timothée Chalamet with Marty.
Yeah,
and I think that's what's going to make this movie.
Next idea. What if he just keeps working with this Safdie?
I would love it. I mean,
can you fucking imagine?
It's clearly Josh Safdie has pushed him past a certain threshold to get this out of him, and he's willing to go there. So if they want to keep trying, I mean, I'm all for it. But the movie itself, I mean, if folks don't know, it's a story about a real guy, Marty Mauser, real guy, right?
Yeah.
Real guy, but the actual events that are happening are completely fabricated.
Does he fuck this hard?
Yeah, no, he was not.
We don't know.
It's a person who lived and existed and played ping pong, but was it this guy? No.
Yeah, so it's in the 50s, and he is trying to be this competitive ping pong player, and the movie I don't want to like give away all the goodies, but just so folks know, it's like a little bit more specific as to why we're so in love with it. The ping pong stuff, this kind of sports movie of it all is sort of this bookend. It's the beginning and the end. And the middle is basically just like uncut gems again. It becomes like a crime, gambling, like crazy fucking romp chase movie almost. And some people might say like, oh, they just did uncut gems again. Like that's stupid. Well, if it makes for a great fucking movie, I don't give a shit.
Yeah. When fucking Scorsese makes a mob movie. Like,
exactly.
Well, he's done that.
Exactly.
Yeah, it was great. And that was good
Let's
again.
do it again. Yeah.
Exactly.
I think that part of it that also makes it work so well is the people of Marty's life that he interacts with, and just the extended cast that you have him. Chief among them, Kevin O'Leary,
bro,
who
Mr. Wonderful
actually legitimately might make my CACF ballot for best
really
supporting
good.
actors of the year.
He has one line at the end that it gave me chills. I was like, oh God.
He's so good. Odessa Izion?
Apparently there's drama. I don't know. I'm not online enough.
No. I don't know. It's all nothing.
Okay.
It's just Twitter being
She's
weird.
Fantastic. And she is like a true discovery who is able to kind of go tit for tat with Timmy in some scenes, and true out of nowhere.
Gwyneth Paltrow is really great
Fantastic.
in this. The clips dropping of her and Timmy like talking to each other
Good stuff.
Flawless.
Good shit.
What is the movie that she says she's never heard of?
It's like Tron Legacy.
The new Tron. Yeah, he like brings up Tron Legacy, and she's like, "Oh, never heard of that." She is so uninterested in the thing that she is best at.
She's worried at like promoting Goop right now. Like she doesn't care about this.
Genuinely.
She's really great in this. Tyler Creator is here. Abel Ferrara. I don't want to say exactly who this guy plays, but he's just like a force of stress.
Yeah.
For our guy. Again, very Uncut Gems-esque. That energy of like there's always a guy around the corner that's like coming to get you because you owe him something.
Yeah.
It's all over this.
That's all I fucking wanted. This is all that I ever wanted, is what you guys are telling me.
It's amazing. So good. Marty Supreme, Christmas Day. Like, let's go.
We're going to be talking
Everybody
about it a lot.
Everybody get out there.
Okay.
Honor.
You're next.
I'll keep things positive right now because we're on a roll here.
I felt like you didn't say enough about Five Nights at Freddy's 2.
Okay, so let me talk. I've only talked about the first one so far. So the second one, there's this marionette creature. I'll keep things positive right now. I want to talk about the new Park Chan-wook movie, No Other Choice. This is a movie that I just watched a couple days ago. And talked about Marty Supreme being one of the best movies of the year. I think that No Other Choice is right up there with it. This is truly like a borderline, like first watch 10 out of 10 masterpiece for me. I think that what Park Chan-wook is doing with the camera and with the way that he edits and crosscuts shots is shit that I have never seen before. I watch hundreds of fucking movies a year from like all different decades, and he is doing some things visually that I didn't know you could do with a camera in the year 2025. So a little bit of background just on the movie itself. This is starring Lee Byung-hun, who people will probably know from Squid Game. He's like the main guy from Squid Game. And
the main bad guy, I think.
I have never watched an episode of Squid Game, so I will trust your judgment on that.
You only watch Beast Games.
Yes. Well, I thought
to get ready for Survivor.
Thing. Yeah. The only streamer I have is Amazon Prime Video. So a little bit of background on plot of what this movie is. Basically, this is Lee Byung-hun. He is let go from his job as manager at a paper company, like just running paper, like specialty paper. I think it's solar paper that you use in the sun to read your words or something like that. It's something that's silly, but he's let go after like 25 years. And it is a movie that is about the difficulty of finding a job in South Korea, but just in recession world as it is.
Yeah. For those unfamiliar with what the deal is in South Korea, they're basically like speed running America. They're just like all the best and the worst at the same time.
Yeah, it's all happening all at once. This movie has gotten a lot of comps to Parasite, and I think those are very, very apt.
When they're folding the pizza boxes,
the classism and a lot of those kind of ideas in it. But this movie has a lot more black comedy to it because Lee Byung-hun, what is his character's name? His idea, Yu Man-soo, his idea for how he can make sure that he gets this job at this new paper company that is opening up is by killing all of the other contestants who are going up for this position.
That's awesome.
So that is the basic premise that you have here. However, it is a lot deeper than just the black comedy of it all. It's also just about like what it is to be a human, because in order to like hunt somebody down and kill them, you have to like learn about them and their lives and kind of reflect yourself on the people that you are hunting down to murder. So it's funny. It's really deep and sad. Meanwhile, he has his own family that have kind of grown up with a certain type of privilege. Like he has this beautiful, gorgeous home that they're having to give up. He has a child or two children. They're having to like give up all of their like private lessons and everything like that they've known. And they're basically having to shift their whole life around. He's worrying if he's going to lose his life, lose his family. So this is the only thing that he can kind of think to do at this point is like, I have to turn to murder. That's the only way. It's incredible. It is so funny. It is so like kind of gut-wrenching and gripping. And we just did a podcast in depth about Begonia. And if you want a movie that's not going to be, that has a lot of the same bleakness if you read into it, but isn't like recession economics and its effect on emotional well-beings for babies, then No Other Choice is the movie for you.
How much of a park completionist are you? He's made a lot of fucking movies.
I have to say, I'm not a full park completionist. I've seen the big ones. I've seen Old Boy, Handmaiden, Decision to Leave. Listeners will remember that was, I think, my top 5 a couple years ago. So
the listeners do remember that.
Listen,
they have it bookmarked.
They're all like, yeah, I remember.
I started The Sympathizer last year. But I did not finish it. His TV series that he made.
I forgot about that.
I started it.
That fully evaporated.
It was pretty good. The first 2 episodes I saw. I'm very bad at watching television, so that I will take accountability for that. The problem is with a lot of his movies, even though Park has become a more celebrated director the last 10 or so years in America, a lot of his movies, his South Korean movies, are just really fucking hard to find. Like, he's somebody who is really in need of, he's somebody who's really in need of like a Criterion or an Arrow or somebody just putting out like, here is the South Korean works of Park Chan-wook.
I'm sure Neon is on it.
Yeah. Somebody needs to just partner with him to do that because, so he's like, I'm telling you guys, like, there'll be shit when you were watching this movie that's like, oh my God, I didn't know that you could do this. Some of the cross cutting of you'll have 2 different characters that are mashed up with each other in the same scene, but in different locations, but you still see their faces kind of playing on top of each other. It's crazy, crazy stuff.
Is this your favorite Park Chan-wook?
It's tough. Handmaiden is so good. Okay. I think that I like this more than Decision to Leave. Old Boy, I have not seen in a very long time.
Fucked up movie.
Yeah. This is my favorite of his last few years, for sure.
All right, Drew, you're up.
Have you guys seen The Long Walk yet?
No. Tell us about The Long Walk.
I need to fire this up. I have not seen it yet.
Yeah, I really just missing. This is a very this is going to be a zeitgeisty movie. Speaking of, we were talking earlier about Begonia and how the menu is Facebook Reel's favorite movie. This movie is the leader of the year in terms of like, it's going to go huge, like little clips wise. Like it's very clippable. It's very accessible.
Well, this caps off a year of Hunger Games for you. This is the director of the Hunger Games.
I mean, and we'll honestly talk about how that is the one biggest problem with this movie. But
the director?
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Genuinely, like,
but aren't those movies good? Doesn't he do a good job with the Hunger Games?
He does fine.
Couldn't tell you.
So Francis Lawrence took over the Hunger Games after the first one because the guy who made the first one just so clearly he was getting grouchy about like wanting his own artistic liberties. And
the studio was
wanting to write all of the movies in addition to directing. And also, if you watch the first one, that guy just can't do scale at all. He can't do anything big. The reason, and Francis Lawrence does like an acceptably good job with scale. The reason I don't think he's the right director for this movie is because this isn't a big scale movie. Like, this is, you know what I mean?
It's just a long walk.
It's just, it's about a bunch of teenagers walking like in a very dystopian world. And the world is built out slowly. It's based on a Stephen King story.
Cool cast. David Johnson, who was awesome in Alien Romulus.
Amazing in Romulus. The best part about that
Cooper
movie.
Hoffman.
David Johnson, I mean, watching this movie, you're like, they put everything. Give him everything.
That's what I said after Romulus.
Stunning.
He's so talented.
He's in Industry, which I have not watched Industry.
He's not really in Industry.
Oh, really? Okay.
No.
He's also one of those people who just has a face that is fascinating.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like, it's just interesting features. He is fucking phenomenal. Cooper Hoffman, we know what he can do. He's a really, really great lead in this. Like, it makes sense. He's the one that's more accessible. David Johnson is the one adding, like, he is the one that is like putting every scene over the top. It has a lot of the King staples that we all, that you might know from like an It, or really a lot more of his stories where it's just a ragtag group of teenagers that have the pitter patter, they have the rapport, they build it over the course of this walk. But it does a good job, the movie does, of getting you to buy into these characters. Like, you really, really, truly do. While the world, slowly around you is getting developed. It's a really effective movie. Like, this movie works, man. It is so easy to watch. It's so accessible. One thing I think Francis Lawrence and, more than him, I guess, whoever, JT Moliner wrote it, who doesn't have like a ton of great I mean,
Nothing.
yeah, borderline no credits
Strange
at all.
Darling.
Yeah,
I saw that. That was pretty good.
I was glad that they didn't. Anyone who's read the story will tell you. Obviously it's a king. The story is going to be darker than the movie, but they do show things that I didn't think they would in this movie, especially considering how easy to watch this is and how broad appeal it is. It still gets like really dark and really gross and almost like horror-ish. Which it should. This is a deeply dystopian idea that like every kid in the country applies for this yearly thing where you just walk until one person is still alive, basically.
Damn.
Like, yeah, it's such an easy buy-in. You know what I mean? Like,
what is the reason why? Like, why do you want to apply to this?
So that's one thing that didn't fully click is every kid in America really wants to do this. And it obviously it's about sort of how fascism works, where it's like things are so bad for everyone that the idea of if you win this, you get basically anything that you want. You get a wish.
Oh, it's like a game.
Yeah.
Okay.
You get a wish granted, and it is
It's like the Hunger Games.
Yeah.
Literally, yeah.
Okay.
That's, I mean, it's really obvious why they picked Francis Lawrence for this.
And it's Stephen King. It's like this has just been the year of like Stephen King adaptations because The Running Man.
The Running Man.
This is
Monkey.
The Walking Man.
Yeah, literally, yeah. And it's a really interesting mix of things because in thinking about how to make the movie better, like I said, you like genuinely anyone can watch this movie. It's really watchable. You feel for everyone. You laugh. It works. It has the King-isms. It has, the It One, that crew of kids, the way they talk to each other. It has exactly that. A lot of the dialogue is untouched. Like you can just tell from the original story. So that all really, really works. I think toward the end, I think the direction really fails the movie at the very, very end, because that's the first time we're sort of like at a location. We're like in a town, and it almost feels like a COVID shoot, even though it wasn't, like, because in the script, clearly, like this town is meant to be populated by a lot of people that are like everywhere. And there just, it like really isn't anyone. I don't know if they ran out of money and time or something.
Probably.
But like it's jarring. You know what I mean? Like they're shooting around.
Only a $20 million budget.
Yeah. They're so clearly shooting around the fact that fucking nobody is there. And it doesn't make any sense for the movie. It makes it feel less big than it should at the end. We also a key character in this is let me see what he's actually called. But it's Mark Hamill.
Nice.
Who's playing
Major.
Yeah, he's playing a character called the Major, who's essentially, we're led to believe is basically like the leader of this like failed America that in which this is seen as like a way out for everybody. We don't get enough about him. We don't know jack shit about him. We don't learn anything about him even toward the end of the movie. There are nuggets we learn about like someone else who's in the walk and his relation to the Major never really gets expounded upon.
Man, if I had
Josh
a nickel,
Hamilton is in this movie. My boy Josh Hamilton, kicking and screaming.
Very
out of 8th grade.
Very, very, very briefly.
Okay.
Yeah. Super.
Look, Josh Hamilton like doesn't act anymore.
No, exactly.
Since
I mean, it's
8th grade,
basically a
I don't
scene.
think he's been in anything.
8th grade heads rise up.
Hey,
Yeah.
kicking and screaming heads.
If I had a nickel for every Stephen King adaptation that Mark Hamill had a bit part in, I'd have 2 nickels.
Wow.
Is he in
Life of Chuck.
Oh, Life of Chuck. Yes, you're so right. Yeah. God, this really is a year for like unadapted Stephen King adaptations.
The year of King.
So monkey? Where are my monkey heads at?
The reason this movie is so interesting to me is because overall it is very successful. It did well. The word of mouth in it was super strong. People were talking about it who like don't go to the movies.
There's that weird challenge of like walk and watch the movie, and if you don't walk, you have kicked out of the theater.
Are you lying?
I'm serious. Look it up.
Like, can I go to the gym and just like play this on my phone?
No. It was a theater. They took out all the seats. They put treadmills, and it was like you have to be on the treadmill, and if you get off the treadmill, you get escorted out of the movie theater.
Okay.
It was like with Begonia, like how you have to be bald to see Begonia, and then they gave out bald caps because they're fucking cowards.
And everybody already shaved their head was like, wait, what?
So
got bald cap.
So generally, awesome ensemble of kids in this, and like the way they interact, it's just really, really, really likable. It has that 80s Stephen King feel of dialogue, and that is why I was left wanting more from the direction. We just lost Rob Reiner, who was an incredible
fucking rip, man.
Unbelievably fucking tragic.
Sad.
There's nothing about it that's good. It's all so bad. He was such a good King director, and he also just generally was representative of a type of director that we don't have much of anymore. I can't figure out, because like I was talking with a friend of the pod, Colin, last night about this, because we were both like,
you like The Long Walk?
Yeah, he really, really did. And he's a huge King fan, and he loved the movie. But we're both like, the directing is clearly the weak point here. But who the fuck is it? Like, this is a middle class movie, like decent budget, not big budget. It's an adaptation.
You can't get Christopher Nolan to do it.
It's also an adaptation. It's a property. So most of the great directors I was thinking of who like have chops in movies with heart, but also like dark, maybe a little bit of horror.
James Gunn.
Those are auteurs. I actually brought up James Gunn.
Really?
James Gunn like 15 years ago.
Okay, yeah.
He would be a great choice.
Mike Flanagan.
Yeah,
but have those kids like spouting esoteric.
Yeah, exactly. That's what, all the directors I was thinking of would have to write it. And the whole thing about this, the reason this movie works is it's not written by someone whose voice you hear other than Stephen King. So I thought I was like Jeremy Saulnier. He writes his movies.
There you go. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So we don't have anyone for this anymore, and it's really sad.
I mean, I do think that, and we forgot to kind of like just address it up at top, the Rob Reiner news and everything, but it's so tragic because we aren't missing the top tier filmmakers in 2025. Like, we still have the Nolans, we have the Jordan Peels, and we even have some of the old heads. We still have fucking Spielberg that's making a big giant alien movie next year.
Disclosure Day.
What we're missing is what we're saying, like these like $20-30 million movies or so that have a lot of adult themes in them. Maybe they're accessible to other audiences, but they aren't trying to hit a home run or a single. They're trying to hit like a double. And like, that's just what we're missing in general from films in 2025. Well, directors, at least. There aren't those guys.
That's what, I mean, I'm kind of shocked to hear you say that you think Lawrence kind of missed the ball here, because I was going to say that I feel like the Hunger Games movies almost fill that gap in a weird way, where
they're going for scale. They're going for something bigger.
But they're not at like Avengers level.
I mean, they're Harry Potter level.
They're big. They're also, I mean,
get big.
Those movies are just weird. And in terms of like any relation to this,
the newer ones.
Well, okay, that's another thing. I saw the most recent one that came out like 3 years ago. Awful. Francis Lawrence directed. Horrible fucking movie.
Yeah,
but the thing about those movies that's different from this, A, the scale, but B, those movies are not funny, man. Like those movies are just dour. Like if you go back and watch, you're like, wow, there's no laughs whatsoever. Yeah. It's
not a fun hang.
People being sad or like resolute. There's nothing else. And so this movie, it has a dynamic of emotion that is not in those films. And we just don't have. Another person I thought of was Lee Isaac Chung. Maybe to say this, Minari has the exteriors, it has the outside directed so perfectly.
But then he goes for something that is supposed to have a little bit more scale with Twisters. Like, it's not like, and it's something that's franchised. Like, he's not doing something that is either original or very small story, like a John Grisham level.
Yeah, out of all the people who it might make a little sense for, I think he might be the best choice here. Yeah. It's just, and it really did feel like logistics must have somehow fucked up the end of this movie, because it doesn't make any sense.
They just ran out of money.
It doesn't make any sense why it looks like that at the end and feels like that. That said, it's so watchable, and it's, the word of mouth is really what got me going, because whenever I see people who like aren't movie people at all talking, I saw people on Facebook talking about
Facebook Reels.
That's a good indicator that like it's reaching a different subset of people, but also people who like movies also like it, and it's a down the middle hit. Like, it's just worth watching.
All right, that's The Long Walk. I'm up next. I'm at a point now where like some of the stuff I watched I know is going to make my top 10, so I kind of want to save the time for that episode. So
You're like, we're getting lots of complaints that our top 10 episodes are too short. We should probably really do full hour-long reviews for each of the 30 movies that we talked about.
So I'm going to bring up something that it's a little cuspy. It's something that I really liked that is probably not going to make the cut. And that is Richard Linklater's Blue Moon.
Oh, hey, I've also seen this movie.
Starring Ethan Hawke, the story of Mr. Hart of Rodgers and Hart, not of Rodgers and Hammerstein, which we find out.
Everyone knows Rodgers and Hammerstein, but do you know Rodgers and Hart that preceded it?
Lorenz Hart. I thought this movie was lovely.
Yeah.
I found it. It's one of those movies that's like, it just is a play.
Yes.
Kind of a chamber piece. I called it a motor mouth chamber piece in my Letterboxd review because this guy just cannot shut the fuck up. And we love to see it. I mean, this movie feels like an ode to language and prose and poetry and the written English word of theater. And, you know, I think on the surface it's this very sad portrayal of this man who's basically at the end and just trying to cling on to whatever's left. But it's also kind of this celebration of art and the desire to create and the desire to connect with your fellow human. And yeah, the whole thing is just set at this bar. It's this series of conversations in one night on the opening of Oklahoma, a play that Hart did not write. And he's kind of just clinging onto the side of this celebration without really being involved in the work.
So one movie that this reminded me of, not in its construction, because to your point, this does really feel like you are watching just like a one act play in many ways. But this movie kind of reminded me a lot of Inside Llewyn Davis as far as like what the character Lorenz Hart is. Obviously, Lorenz Hart is a guy, and the whole point of Llewyn Davis is that he wasn't, but just that he's like
not
so
the
close.
guy.
He's never the guy. He's the guy who's opening up for the next guy to come in, and that's kind of a lot of what the forlorn feeling that is the melancholic tone that this movie is writing. I think this is a movie that sinks or swims based on the lead performance, and why it is still an enjoyable film is because Ethan Hawke is incredible in this movie. Like, it is a top tier Ethan Hawke performance.
I would not be upset if he beat out Timmy and Leo for the Oscar.
He won't.
I know, but it would be a very Oscar thing to happen for everyone to just decide all of a sudden, like, it's time for Ethan Hawke.
Yeah.
You know, it would be a makeup for First Reformed, a movie he wasn't even nominated for. But, you know, it tends to happen where you get these kind of out of nowhere nominations that just build and build and build. And I think this one would be worthy. I think he is phenomenal in this. I think he plays a guy who could easily just be this kind of squirmy, gross, off-putting motherfucker. And he just isn't. No. He's just
he's charming. Like, he is a wordsmith, and that's why he is able to like be annoying, but he has the thing where that great poets have, where he's kind of able to pull you in so that you
it's
hear
intoxicating.
the next thing that you're. Yeah, it really is intoxicating.
But there is something also repulsive about this guy. You know, he kind of looks weird. He's like really short with this crazy comb over going on. The way he
actively is just like, God, I just want to fuck Margaret Qualley so bad, even though she is like 20 and I'm like in my late 50s.
But he's also like very like bi or gay or pan or whatever he is.
I think he is pan, but that didn't really exist in 1940s America.
But the script does a really good way of expressing that.
Also,
you know?
by the way, her being 20 in the 40s, like she's fine. She's like a senior citizen. Yeah. She's fucking old.
It's like, settle down already.
Yeah, she's a cougar.
Yeah. the movie also like makes this choice to kind of be almost this like Avengers Endgame of like musical theater.
So that is the most annoying part of it. They're like, and look at this Mr.
Baby Sondheim.
No, this little child is coming in. His name is Steven. Steven, what's your last name again? Sondheim. I think this kid's gonna go places one day.
E.B. White, you're working on a story about a rat.
Oh my God.
It's literally exactly that.
But it's charming. It works.
It is. I think that it only works because this is to bring this back to Wicked, which is like a filmed version of a play, and you can kind of feel that in like all the bad ways. This is a film version. Like this isn't actually a play. It
might as well be,
but it might as well.
It
be
just
because
is,
it feels so natural, and Linklater knows how to direct the fuck out of this movie. Like one other movie, just while we're kind of talking about it,
Nouvelle Vague.
this with as Nouvelle Vague.
I want to see it.
I found that movie to be annoying. Like in comparison to this movie, which if you've never seen Breathless, like I do think that you kind of have to see Breathless first before seeing Nouvelle Vague. But Breathless, the whole thing of that movie is like the charm of how improvisational it all feels. Like it doesn't feel like there's any kind of script. And in Nouvelle Vague, everything feels like so meticulously and painstakingly recreated in the improvisations. Therefore, it feels kind of fake. And just kind of comparing that directly to Blue Moon, where Blue Moon is like exploding with this naturalism, the beauty of it all, to kind of compare to John Chu and how you're going to like shoot a scene and everything. Like this kind of just flows, this one downstairs to a bar that we're at.
Yeah. It's just 2 rooms basically. And then maybe like this little side third
closet
room
that they kind of go into like 15 minutes.
For most Linklater movies, like the less that's going on, the better.
The hangout vibe.
The less variables, the better, because you can just lock in on whatever's happening.
Gotta give a big shout out to Bobby Cannavale, who plays the bartender here. And
the one who Ethan Hawke can play off of. Right?
Hawke, Lorenz, he keeps going up to him and asking for a drink and saying he's not going to drink it. He just wants to look at it. And of course he drinks it.
Admire the amber hue and
Cannavale has like a very interesting role to play here where he's just kind of just the bouncing board for this motor mouth. And I think he does a really great job at it. Andrew Scott is here as Richard Rogers, gets a couple really standout scenes. But I mean, you're really here for Hawke. This is the Ethan Hawke, like sort of showstopper piece that we haven't gotten probably since First Reformed. I mean, Boyhood also, I think, was that. But, when you look at the Hawke filmography, there's not a lot of major, just like leave it all out there performances. This quickly rises to the top. Even in recent years, I mean, he's popped up in things like The Northman and Glass Onion, and you have your Black Phones and whatever. This one feels major, and I think that he's always been this guy that we've just seen as a reliable presence. You always know you're going to get a good performance from him. He's doing something different here. He's changing his physicality. He's portraying a real life person. He's honoring this work that is so widely known. And I think he's doing it in a way that feels incredibly like touching and lovely and beautiful and tragic, ultimately. I mean, this is not a happy story, but he does it in a way where you always have a smile on your face.
Yeah.
You're always kind of happy to see it. And you do feel sorry for this guy. You do kind of feel like, oh no.
Yeah.
Like, don't go there. Don't keep like embarrassing yourself.
Yes, exactly. It's the watching the self-embarrassment is.
But it's never
tough.
Off-putting.
Yeah.
It's always like, I don't know, kind of entertaining. It's an entertaining movie. So yeah, Blue Moon, lovely film. Probably won't quite make the cut, but it's just one of those where like, as my 4-star tier sort of fills out, it could go a lot of different ways. So I think it's likely that it won't quite get there, but I highly recommend it. I think it'll be, I don't know where it's going to end up because it's Sony Pictures Classic. So what is that, like
D+.
Netflix or D+?
So I think it's probably Netflix. I think it's probably Netflix. You know what? For some reason, I thought this was a Searchlight movie, but you're right. It is Sony.
All right. What's next?
Next up, I want to talk about another movie that I was really deeply charmed by. And I want to mention this movie. We're talking about a lot of movies that are either out widely at this point or are coming out. This is a movie that I do think that it's on PVOD now. And that is a small indie movie called Eephus directed by Carson Lund.
Hell yeah.
Have you guys heard of this movie?
I want to see it.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm really excited
list.
for it. I know Carson Lund and a couple other people involved here through Twitter. They're very funny. Will Sennett's involved, who's like goated, but super excited for it.
So I wanted to mention this movie off the back of Blue Moon because this movie does share a lot of DNA with Linklater, specifically older Linklater, but I wouldn't say that this isn't like an Everybody Wants Some or like a Dazed and Confused kind of like knockoff. This is much more, imagine like that kind of fun hang of those movies, but instead of the wittiness and the sharp comedy, there's this kind of underlying aspect or this underlying thread going through the film of the passing of time and how everything that we know and that we love is eventually going to come to an end. So like, how do we deal with this passing of time? The premise of this movie is basically there's these two smaller towns, I believe in somewhere in New England. I don't know if it's Mass or I can't remember what exactly the state is that's set in, but two smaller towns have this annual baseball game that they play with each other, where they gather at this one field that kind of is right in between the two towns together. And every year they play, and the members that are on each of these teams vary in age from their late 20s to their 60s. And these are people who have been playing this one game every year for decades in some cases. And not even just the people who are playing, you get a couple members that are even older that are like, for example, keeping score. There's one actor in particular who I'm trying to pull up his name because for the most part, this cast is relatively unknown.
Oh yeah, it's no one you've ever heard of.
Yeah,
like this is a very small budget, like small scale movie, and it's really cool that it's finding. It's gotten enough accolades that like people talk about it.
Yeah, the one of the older men who's like kind of the scorekeeper of this. He has like the old school baseball. If you've ever seen like an old school baseball score sheet where they actually write out like where the person goes on base, like they write like the strikes and balls and everything like that. And it's very like fun to kind of see him out there with a pencil and the piece of paper. But I think what's most impressive about this film is the way that it is directed and the story is you can kind of tell as it goes along, this is the last game that's happening at the stadium because they are tearing down the stadium to build a school and they don't want the game to end. They're just kind of extending this out as long as possible. It's something that takes all day. It goes into the night. And when it gets too dark to play, they pull up their trucks and their cars and use the headlights so that they can keep playing their game and everything like that. And just they don't want this to end because if it ends, that means that maybe they won't see each other anymore. Like there's that whole thing where like, they could like go out to a bar sometime or do something like that, but it's not the same. Like they kind of all came together under this one shared idea. Like think about if we ended this podcast, we would probably never talk to each other again.
Never.
Like that would just be the end of our friendship forever.
It's got to keep the pod going forever.
It's kind of like it has a lot of that where there's like a little bit of rivalries, but it's more than anything, it is some of the most like well realized and well written small characters that I've seen in such a long time. Like there's without getting too into like specifics of the characters, there's one guy, there's one little piece of dialogue that you have in here where one of the characters is just like, I got all these fireworks and everything. We're going to set them off at the end because, it's the last big bang. He's like, I got all these down at Johnny's for $33.95. Can you believe that? $33.95 for all these fireworks. And there's another guy who's just like, I went down to Johnny's. Those are $39.99. Why would you lie about something like that? And it's just like, it's a ton of little moments like this that there is humor, but it's more than anything, it's just kind of living with these people as they're getting older and aging and seeing just these little sections of their life that is really, really cool. Carson Lund is definitely like a name to keep an eye out.
Is it a debut?
Yeah. This is his first film, feature debut.
Love it.
Co-written by Nate Fisher, who's I followed on Twitter for years because I think he had a podcast with Will Sennett, like very, very like plugged in online.
Chapo Trap House guy.
Funny guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also his feature debut as well, Fisher. So I recommend.
It looks like it's on Mubi. Is that how you watched it? You had a screener?
Just a screener for it. But yeah, if it's on Mubi, then yeah.
You guys suck.
Well, I know it's on PVOD. So if it's on Mubi too. Mubi has a ton of great shit, including other things that we've mentioned either on this ep or on previous episodes. So hop on Mubi.
They have a solid slate this year. They have Die My Love.
Go watch Grand Theft Hamlet on Mubi.
All right, Drew. You're up.
I saw Caught Stealing.
Okay. So that was also like a nice small...
The best Guy Ritchie movie that he never made.
It kind of is small in a weird way. I was just like morbidly curious more than anything.
It's on Netflix.
Because it's on Netflix.
It's been charting. I think I saw it on the top 10.
It's directed by Darren Aronofsky.
Yeah.
And the trailer portrays it as sort of like a
follow-up to The Whale.
A light sort of watchable crime thriller movie.
It's like you'd imagine from the director of Mother and The Whale.
It does, yeah. I was just so fascinated with why he picked this. Like, what, you know what I mean? What was his animus here?
Should we come up with a WBAM for Matt Smith's hair? Is that just like wig of the year? Is Matt Smith?
Wait, what is the wig? Hold on, I have to look up what Matt Smith's wig.
You're gonna love it. You're gonna love it.
Okay. Got it. I gotta add him. I'm gonna put it down because I'm gonna forget.
Wow. Okay. All right. That's a lot of hair.
So, speaking of baseball does kind of loom large in this movie, even though it's not about baseball. Because our lead is Austin Butler. He is playing a sort of like an ex-baseball player who had to quit because of an injury. As the movie unfolds, you learn like the dark story behind that injury that is like his trauma, represents his trauma and like what he's like sort of running from in this movie. Separate from all that, like he has all that going on personally, and then he gets wrapped up in sort of like a really convoluted sort of crime MacGuffin scenario that like it never fully settles in and lands on, you never just fully buy in. Like, wait, what's going? Why is he wrapped up in this? Like, what is his involvement here? It's all not due to his own fault or whatever. We have a really, really, really overqualified cast here. Austin Butler, to be honest, I'd call him fine at best. He didn't do much for me here. He just can't stop doing the voice.
Mama.
He never left Elvis.
Well, it's just not Elvis, but it's the depth of it is just like not natural. Like that's not what you sound like. You know what I mean?
A bit of caught stealing, mama.
Regina King is in this as a Fed that, a Fed/cop type situation that is, she's helping him out. His love interest is Zoe Kravitz. Matt Smith is playing a British punk. This entire script, like this should be set in the 90s. I think they probably just didn't have enough money.
Is it not?
No.
I thought it looked like it was.
Yeah, man. It really does.
I mean, it does have like a $40 to $60 million budget. And let me tell you right now, it did not make that much money back at the box office. I'll tell you that much.
I'm pretty I think it's set in the modern day. It's based. Oh, no. Oh, you're so right. It's set in the 90s. Thank God. That wouldn't make
if they don't have phones and shit.
Yeah.
Also, Matt Smith, you can't just have that hair.
Yeah, you can't just look like that.
I don't know.
It doesn't do enough to sell it.
I don't have a ton to say about the movie, I guess. I think that the reason that an Aronofsky would choose to do it is because he's a lifelong New Yorker. Obviously, he's like a New York fetishist in a lot of ways. I think he wanted to do a big New York action movie.
Mm-hmm. He should have just been like a cab driver.
Well, so this movie has set pieces. You know what I mean? Like it has like ideas of like how to use New York in action that are cool and that I haven't seen before. And it's like, oh yeah, Aronofsky just clearly like, he had this stuff in his head and he wanted the vehicle to use it, right? The movie itself just doesn't fully land. It doesn't work super well. Speaking toward overqualified cast, there are literally the defining trait of these characters is that they're Jews.
Liev Schreiber,
played by Liev Schreiber and Vincent D'Onofrio.
Can we read the names of these characters,
please?
So Liev Schreiber plays Lipa Drucker, and Vincent D'Onofrio plays Shmuley Drucker.
Yes, their whole shtick is that they're just super Jewish brothers.
Okay, that's cool. Just
you don't recognize either of those actors in this part because they are in full
Hasidic
fucking with the minstrel show Jew costumes. Crazy.
It's like oh my god, pop star. The
man.
disguise.
It's just sort of it's like in the way of like this movie would have. It's cool that it's set in the 90s. The movie should have been made back then.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't make sense for it to come out now. No modern context has enriched the fact that it takes place in the 90s. Do you know what I mean? So
I'm seeing Action Bronson plays Amtrak.
I was just about to ask about Action Bronson's role as Amtrak or Bad Bunny's role as Colorado.
Yeah.
Benito.
Exactly. So many people are in the, obviously, I mean, it's fucking Aronofsky. You know what I mean? Like,
hey, DeFaro Wu and Tai.
People are interested in working with
Dogs.
him. He is a big deal. This movie just in no way feels like a big deal. The biggest issue with it is just the plot does not, it doesn't all sort of connect enough to make you buy into it. The bigger problem, it's sort of a lot of what we talked about with Wicked. Pigatone.
You're saying that Aronofsky deserved better from his screenwriter? Is that what you're saying?
No, I think because Aronofsky is someone with enough clout that he can make whatever edits to any script that he's directing. Also, he can do what he wants.
He has no problems writing his own scripts.
Oh yeah.
Now, are those good scripts?
Once or twice.
Once.
It's just the tonal sway here is I think why this movie ultimately failed and will not have virtually no legacy other than like people just kind of catching it on demand randomly being like, oh yeah, that was okay. The Aronofsky is obviously very interested in darkness. Like he, you know what I mean? He likes showing fucked up stuff. He likes the violent. He likes getting deep into like the traumas and psyches of his characters sometimes. The entire like surface of this movie just isn't fitting for that. And so like it gets dark in ways that it just shouldn't if it's going to be this movie. You know what I mean? And it is never, ever able to reconcile that. That said, like I said, like there are set pieces that work. There are actors in this movie that are great. It just feels like a fake movie. Like you're watching it and you're like, what the hell? When did it could have come out anytime in the last like 25 years. It just doesn't congeal.
Like Austin Butler plays an actor in a movie that's working on this movie.
Yeah, I don't know, man. It just it didn't make me like Austin Butler anymore, to be honest. I think that in order for him to really work, he needs to kind of transform. Like almost like, the way he blew us all away, the way he is in Dune, for example.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah. Hell yeah.
In this, you get his, he has like the puppy dog eyes, and that does carry a lot of you like caring about him despite him being kind of a shithead or whatever. But like in general, it's just like, whoa, like it's the tonal backlash of like, we're having fun and then something really fucked up happens and then we're having fun again. And so you don't feel the climax when you should. I'll just spoil he convinces these two Jews who are like unbelievably violent, horrible people to kill a guy. The way that they do that is they go into a night, like a club that this guy's in, like in the daytime, he's in like some big club, and they bring in like grenades and shit and kill like everyone. And you just see it from the outside, but like thinking about it, you're like, did they just kill like 200 people? Like
mass casualty.
They go in and it's like, and it's played kind of like silly almost, but it feels so light that like you cannot buy in, especially when this is a movie that you're gonna be watching on streaming. You know what I mean? Like it feels too stupid. So it feels too dumb.
Apparently it's based on a book from 2004.
Yeah. I don't know.
People weren't claiming for this to adapt this in 2004.
Hold on. I believe it's an author who
Charlie Huston.
Yeah, he's written like big things that have been adapted. Big.
Yeah. Who's that name? I knew that name.
He's done comic books. A lot of comic books.
A Dangerous
Marvel.
Man.
There you go.
Moon Knight. Wait, what?
Yeah, Marvel.
Oh yeah. So yeah, like it makes sense, and it makes sense if you were reading this book to be like, oh yeah, this feels like a movie. Absolutely, it feels like, you know, there's the baseline of a script. It's just like this just doesn't work, man. The fact that it's set 6 years before the book was even written, it's like the time to make the movie, I guess, was 2005 then.
Right,
But, like,
and it feels that way.
There's just nothing added.
Do you think there's a world where this comes out in like 2008 and it's like the way that Reddit treats In Bruges, where it's like, God, this is such like this
and
is
it makes
what
like
cinema is.
it makes like $95 million at the
There
box office.
are plenty of people who are like sort of pushing back and being like, guys, this is actually really good.
Le underrated gem.
There are things to like in it, but you can't say this is a really good movie. And I don't recommend that you watch it, even though it's not a bad movie at all. It's just like a straightforward 6 out of 10. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So whatever.
That's Caught Stealing. I guess I'm up next. All right, guys, it's time. James Cameron has invited us back to the world of Pandora.
I didn't know where we were going with this. If you were ready to put this at the end, or where you were putting this.
I mean, we're making good time.
Okay,
I mean, we're only an hour in.
Yeah, you're like, let's bury Avatar: Fire and Ash at like the hour 45 mark.
Well, I'm gonna see it.
podcast.
We'll do an episode about it. Ernest, I need to know how you're feeling because people are not feeling good.
I'm gonna do a big old deep dive on Films for Breakfast. So look out for the deep dive into Fire and Ash on Adam's pod. We're recording that tomorrow as of this recording. I'm a little disappointed.
Okay, I'm sorry.
You know, you guys have known me. I'm the Avatar freak. I'm the Avatar head. This is not a bad movie. And I'm actually itching to see it a second time because he has packed so much into this thing. It's very dense. Way of Water feels like a breezy, like light little thing compared to this. Way of Water.
That's bad news.
Way of Water, like
a fucking 4-hour movie.
When you look back at Way of Water, you look at it and you think, okay, the first hour is the reintroduction to the Sully clan. Where are we after all these years? The second hour, we're in the water. We're hanging out. We're chilling. And then the third hour is just like payoff, battle, boom, fight,
Whale.
This one doesn't have such a clean structure. The entire thing, 3 hours, 15 minutes of this thing is packed very, very tightly and densely with so much plotting. And a lot of the heavy lifting is expected of Mr. Jack Champion, who plays Spider, who is centered in this film. And I'm sorry, Jack Champion. He just can't. He can't carry. He can't carry this thing.
I'm pushing back.
Yes,
And
Hunter, give it to me.
Pushing the
Hunter.
fuck back.
And
I love Spider.
Pushing the fuck back right
There's
now.
so
You were
much.
wrong. You were
There's so
straight up
much
wrong.
about this movie that works.
I was shocked by how much Spider is in Avatar 2.
Oh,
so
you
the
have
fact
no
that there's
idea. You
more
have no
Spider
idea, dude.
is really crazy.
This movie is about
This
Spider.
is the Spider movie. Here's the thing, Ernest. I'm
Well,
sorry.
let me just say, there is a lot that I love about this movie, and I do plan on seeing it a second time. I think Stephen Lang is low key fucking incredible,
Unbelievable
in this thing. Every second that he's on screen, I'm like, why isn't this whole movie about Quaritch? Like, I just
fucking Spider, man.
No. But I'm telling you, this is the movie that just like proves like, oh, that's why we got Stephen Lang in this thing. He finally cooks
so good.
in the third movie.
We get a new character, the character of Varang, who Stephen Lang wants to like do drugs and have sex with, which is fucking awesome. I just wanted the movie to just be all about that. And there's a lot of like, you know, coping with the events of Way of Water, the loss, the grief, the trauma of that film. And it's like, I understand what they're going for and I admire the swing. And obviously the VFX at work are top notch, like high end, the best in the business. But there's just a lot of scenes in this movie where you're just like, man, we're just sitting in our feels. We're just dealing with the loss of what it endured in the last film. And I just wanted, there's a scene towards the beginning of the movie where it's like David Thewlis is here with the Air Tribe. Why don't we get more of that? Why isn't that just the whole movie?
That
like, why
sick.
is that just a tiny little moment that we move on from?
Because what's Spider up to though?
I think that my biggest issue with this movie is that it settles into a lot of familiar territory, and I think part of the reason why I want to see it again is because I think my expectations of what the title Fire and Ash conjure in the mind. You're thinking that you're going to be exploring brand new unseen territory in this world. And we don't quite get that. We kind of clock into situations and environments and settings that we've kind of been in before a little bit, but in those situations, we are exploring some new things. Spider's journey is somewhat novel. Curie is there, the Sigourney as a teenager. It plays a key role here.
Oh, I'm young now.
Also,
fuck up.
There are whales with rings.
Yeah. Okay.
And I would die for them.
So
and I love them.
Okay.
Here's what I'm going to say. I hear you. I think this is my favorite Avatar movie.
What?
I think that this is just straight up the best one because here's the thing.
It's insane.
Hunter, is it because like you kind of see a bit of yourself in Spider?
Yeah, I do actually think, well, I've been
like a young Hunter.
Yeah, I've been thinking that like I should like have a lot of the look of Spider.
You are
like,
growing. You are growing a little bit of a lock in the back.
You kind of moved when we were like in high school. You kind of moved like Spider. You were very mobile.
I was on all fours a lot in school. Shirtless, just walking through.
So are you being fucking serious?
I legitimately walking out of the theater, I was like, I think this is my favorite Avatar movie.
What did this movie fix?
Here's
that
the thing.
Way of Water.
Here's the thing and I know a lot of the complaints are that this movie is Way of Water Part 2. And I think that 100% is right. To your point about the different locations, why there isn't a giant fight set piece inside of a volcano, I don't fucking know. Like that was just a huge miss that we did not get that. However, this movie has my favorite characters of the entire franchise. This movie spends the least amount of time with fucking Jake Sully. And guess who I care the least about is fucking Jake Sully.
That's
Instead,
true.
we get Spider. We get Una Chaplin as Varang.
Insane.
So I want to fuck this knobby. She's hot.
She's hips first.
She is hips forward. She is out here and Stephen Lang sees her and is just like,
he's woke now.
You do know that this creature is like double your size.
Yeah, dude, I would let her dominate me. What are you fucking saying here? Right? Like, I don't know.
And
what
that's
the
not the
is.
dog talking.
I think Varang is hot. That's just, I'm sorry, that is what it is. I think that her presence on screen whenever she is there, she owns the screen
insane.
In a way that I don't think any other character in this entire franchise ever has.
Right.
And I'm sorry, I know that a lot of people would push for Zoe Saldana and Neytiri. I found Neytiri to be taking kind of a backseat both this
she
and Way of Water.
Always good in these.
No, she's very good, but I'm talking about her presence on the screen. Yeah. She takes a little bit more of a backseat. I think that the family thing in Way of Water is good, but I rewatched Way of Water literally the morning before going and seeing Fire and Ash at my 10 a.m. screening now almost a month ago. But I still think that like why Way of Water has a lot of the more quiet moments that I really love, like specifically that first time that we get into the water. I don't think there's anything that is in Fire and Ash that has that level to it, but I think a lot of the action is a lot more articulate in this movie than it is in Fire and Ash. I think, or in Way of Water. I think that it just straight up looks better.
This movie looks fucking insane.
It looks unfucking believable. And
it's wild to think that this is all like computer generated.
It's funny that
it just looks real.
I say that this is my favorite movie, and then whenever we brought this up, I'm trying to replay the plot in this movie because it's already kind of faded from my memory. But if we're viewing Avatar movies as theme park rides, this is the most fun coaster that I went on. Like this is my favorite ride while watching the movie. I loved going to the Ash place where we actually see the people. I think that all of that stuff is really cool. I didn't find this movie as dour as you're talking about. Like, I think it's a little bit plotty, specifically in probably the second hour or so. But I think that the third act of this movie is a hell of a lot better than the third act of Way of Water.
I was feeling the time a lot. And granted, I did drive across the entire state of Virginia before seeing this.
Oh, well, fuck you then.
Yeah, that's Ernie. Go see this movie again.
I was really feeling it by the end.
You also are like the most ardent Cameron defender I know. And also like the critical reception of this movie is not positive.
I've been kind of surprised to see how negative it has been. I think a lot of it is, and the main criticism that I have seen that is totally fair, is that this movie is Way of Water Part 2. Like, it is just straight up where the third act ends. Slight spoilers for this movie, although it's in the newest trailers. The big set piece happens in the same water place where we just had a set piece at the end of Way of Water. Yeah. Like, we're back there again. We spend a lot of time there. Originally, these were one movie. Way of Water and Fire and Ash were together one movie. And then James Cameron was like, oh, fuck, I have 7 hours. I guess I got to split these up into only 2.
I think that's what makes Way of Water so good, is that by splitting it off, you are left with so much more breathing room.
Well, I guess, I don't know. The thing is that, and I guess if you were looking at these movies in aggregate, then there is some repetitive set pieces between the two, but I just think a lot of the action set pieces just look better in this. Like, whenever we meet David Thewlis and the Air People, that little fight sequence is so fucking sick. It looks amazing because, again, it's the thing that I've been saying about all these movies, which is whenever it's broad daylight outside and we have a set piece and you can really admire this world, it looks amazing.
Are you
set shit at night?
Are you assuming we're going to get more of them in the 4th movie?
I don't even know if we're going to get a 4th at this point.
We're going to get what are you talking about? This movie's going to make so much fucking money. Are you serious?
Okay, we'll get a 4th. We'll get a 4th. Yeah. Will it be a James Cameron movie?
That's probably the better question.
I don't know.
But so he's being coy about this, but they had to have started making it.
They probably made some of it, yeah.
So has he fucking been the one making it or not? Like, I don't. It seems like kind of a simple answer.
I'm sure. I mean,
he directed it.
Yeah, I don't know. I think that there's a lot about this movie that I think really works. There's a lot that confounds me. I think it's weirdly janky. I think that there's also nobody else doing it like Cameron. Mm-hmm. Like, there's so much about this movie that feels like, oh my God, this is a guy who nobody told him no. There are images in this movie that are absolutely mind-blowing, where you're just like, man, yeah, you just got to do exactly what was in your head at such scale. And we're lucky to have that. We're absolutely lucky to have that. I just think that maybe the issue wasn't splitting them. I don't know. I'm just spitballing here, but maybe it was in deciding to take one story and split it into 2 movies. You are left with some weird plotting, some weird beats, some repetitiveness. Yeah. I will see it again and I'll report back to see if there is a change on the repeat viewing, because it is incredibly dense. It does throw a lot at you and you're kind of left like sort of winded. It is kind of like after a roller coaster where you're just kind of like, oh my God, what the fuck just happened?
Did you watch this Dolby 3D?
Yeah.
Or how'd you see it? Okay.
Dolby 3D.
My other thing that I was going to ask you, because I asked this to friend of the pod, Colin, who just saw this, and he saw it in IMAX 3D. And I don't know if this is just the screen that he saw it in, but he said that he did not see the high frame rate. Did you get the high frame rate from your Dolby 3D?
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you bump up against it at all?
A little bit. Yeah.
Like the first time you got kind of used to it. Yeah. It's Drew, just so you know, going into it, it's not sequences. It will be just a shot. Like, it'll be a guy like riding an Ikran and he's going like flying up in the air and the camera is mounted to him and it just flips to like 60 FPS for like one shot.
Why?
And then it will flip back to 24.
Why?
I think it's to capture more of the actual action and everything, but it is a little bit jarring. It reminds me the first time that, and this isn't necessarily a perfect one-to-one, but like if you watch some older home prints of The Dark Knight, at home, like early Blu-rays of it, you can really notice every time it flips from IMAX to regular and IMAX to regular within the same screen, because they hadn't really kind of worked out the kinks. It's a little bit of that, but I didn't bump on it as much. I think I definitely clocked it whenever it happened, but I kind of got used to it after the second or third time. Also did want to mention, this movie opened to $345 million worldwide. So they're making a fourth one. Yeah. And that's second to Way of Water. Like it's people still want to see these movies, turns out.
All right. That's Avatar 3. Drew, you're up.
Do you want to do one, Hunter?
I'll do a quick one because I do want to ask you, actually, this is a good little transition. Because of the soft critical opening of like this and with Wicked for Good, do we think that it's still going to get in as one of the 10 Best Picture nominees at this point? Because I think one of those two has to be nominated.
Wicked for Good
or Avatar?
Wicked, think about how beloved Wicked was, the first one.
Yeah, this one sucks.
I know, but I'm just saying, like, even above in the Academy and all the craftspeople and everything else like that.
It can't get, I would be really upset if it were nominated.
No, I think this opens up the space for something like a smaller movie, like a Secret Agent or a Train Dreams.
I do actually think that there's a chance we could get 4 of the 10 to be international features. Would be really cool because this has been a phenomenal year for international features. One movie that will be nominated, but you know, in the same vein as Wicked for Good and as Avatar Fire and Ash has been losing steam, is Chloe Zhao's Hamnet.
Ooh, let's hear it.
So
what's the verdict?
More like ham mid. No, here's the thing is that
takes are all over the place about this one.
I'll start with this. I think that regardless of gender, Jessie Buckley gives one of the best performances flat out of the year. Like Jessie Buckley is a star performance, like a truly like a one of one that she deserves all of the plaudits. Overall, I found this movie to be a fucking drag, dude. I was really not into a lot of it, except for 2 Jessie Buckley scenes in particular where she is phenomenal. She is like capital A acting, which I know sometimes it can be like, it can be a lot. It can be a little bit annoying kind of seeing somebody who is going for it in that way, but she is so believable. For people who don't know, this is based on a very famous book from a couple years ago that came out, huge bestseller called Hamnet. That is supposedly based off of the real life story of Shakespeare losing his son Hamnet and going on to write Tragedy of Hamlet. One note in case you're wondering, Hamnet and Hamlet apparently back in the day were used interchangeably with one another. So this is a title card that plays right at the beginning of the movie. So it's like, don't worry, guys. We'll explain to you that Hamnet and Hamlet, they're the same guy.
It's like a Star Wars crawl, but it's just
it's like a disclaimer.
It's
like,
just like Hamnet equals Hamlet.
Yeah. And so he reads it and they're like, oh, fuck, this is Hamlet. I've read that one before. And then they just like leave.
Yeah. A lot of people bumping up against the name Hamnet.
Yeah.
I'm seeing a lot of people like, I don't want Hamnet.
I want to see Hamlet.
Yeah.
No. So I think that one of the principal problems of this movie is that the first hour or so, it really tries to paint the Jessie Buckley character, who is Agnes, Will Shakespeare's like love in his life. She's very like witchy, woo-woo, in touch with Mother Nature, and it like keeps showing this tree and like how like ethereal it is. Ernest, I'm honestly wondering, because you can be have a little bit more time for some of that, if maybe you will find this movie to be a little bit more affecting in that way. But I found a lot of this stuff in. Well, I'm a little bit, I'm into some witchy shit too. I can some woo-woo shit can work on me. Like I have a fucking 2026 year manifestation candle at my house, but like it just felt very shallow to me, especially because we all know what's going to happen here. So you're just kind of sitting there for like an hour plus that you're going to have a dead kid. And I'm sorry, spoilers for the plot of Hamlet, that there's some death that's going to happen here. But you kind of can't talk about the movie without talking about that whole piece.
Like, so like the spread on Letterboxd ratings wise isn't that big. It's very positive. But just, I mean, speaking anecdotally, on Twitter, it's the widest range of takes I've seen about a movie in a long time. I'm seeing a lot of haters.
I'm not going to go out and say this movie is bad, because there's a lot of people who are just like, this movie sucks, bury this movie. And I don't think it's deserving of that, mostly because I think Jesse Buckley is great. I think Paul Mescal is okay. I think he's like solid in this movie, but also this movie really isn't about him, which is strange because it's a movie that has Shakespeare in it, and you kind of don't really give a shit about Shakespeare.
Hey, you know what movie he's not that great in? Also, Gladiator 2.
Gladiator. Paul Mescal, does he not have the juice?
I think he might just be kind of.
Stop reminding me about that movie.
Does he just not have the juice?
He might just be doing a bunch of blow and fucking Josh O'Connor, and he's not locked in.
I was doing good.
The History of Sound, the other Josh O'Connor.
I was doing mentally okay, not thinking about Gladiator 2, and you just had to bring it up again. And now I'm gonna fucking kill myself.
Your pupils just got really small, like a snake.
Just so you know, there's are rum balls that you're about to eat. So like you are ingesting like alcohol while you're drinking.
I need it after fucking thinking about Gladiator 2, the worst fucking movie.
That movie sucks.
So Hamnet's better than Gladiator 2.
What about
I can only assume.
Sure.
I think that this movie is not bad because I think there's two scenes in particular, all that are fully on the back of Jesse Buckley. One is the actual death of the child sequence that is gut-wrenching. It really fucking works. Even in this movie that I didn't really care a whole lot about, she gives a powerful and arresting performance.
But
you're brought in on that.
Hold on, though. Let's cut to brass tacks, though. You log this movie as watched.
I knew that you were going to call this out.
Didn't hit the like button. He didn't hit the like button. You like this movie because of the things that you like about this movie is two scenes. I'm not going to go see a movie for two scenes.
Is it 2.5?
Do you recommend watching the movie?
It's not 2.5. Is it 3?
It might be 2.5.
No,
wow. It's a 2.5 to a 3. That's kind of where I'm at with this, because I do think that there are a couple of scenes. It's worth seeing almost just for Jesse Buckley.
I mean, she's an absolute stud.
Here's the thing.
Her potential is like fucking Meryl Streep, like legend status.
And that's the thing, is that we are like Jesse Buckley heads. So I think it is worth seeing for her performance alone. If just like guy on the street asked me, I'd say like, nah, you're good. Probably passing on it. The last.
Hey, should I see Hamnet?
Hey,
it was good.
If I'm in a taxi with Darren Aronofsky, he's driving and he asks me, hey, yo, Mr. Hamnet.
God Stealing didn't work out so well.
I don't know what Darren Aronofsky sounds like.
He sounds like, hey, I know I'm directing you, but I think we should sleep together. That's my impression of him.
He said that to the whale himself. The ending of this movie does work. It is, again, spoilers. It's in every trailer of this movie, but the kid dies, and then they put on a performance of Hamlet. Leading up to it, I found not so great because it's Paul Mescal repeatedly giving the like perchance to dream speech like a lot, kind of over and over again. And it's like, we really want you to sit with these fucking words that we're writing. Listen to what Shakespeare's writing here. And I just found all that to be a little bit annoying. But he's good. I also want to shout out Jacoby Jupe, Noah Jupe's little brother, who plays.
There's a new Jupe.
There's a new Jupe.
There's a second Jupe has struck.
We have Ernest and I have a best youth performance, and I really did not think that anything was going to rival the kid from 28 Years Later as far as like best youth performance of the year. And Jacoby Jupe is right up there. Like, it is a phenomenal.
Well, Noah Jupe is in this movie.
Noah Jupe plays Hamlet on stage, like after he dies.
Is Jacoby Jupe the second white boy to be named Jacoby after the guy from Papa Roach? Are they the only two?
Have the whites claimed Jacoby Myers yet, or is he still a free agent?
That's great. My kids are Noah and Jacoby.
Jacoby just with an I too.
How's Noah Jupe doing? I love that kid.
Noah Jupe is really good. He's only in like really two scenes of the movie.
Is he like post puberty, just looking kind of different?
He looks so different.
Yeah,
dude.
that's too bad.
He does. It's
Look-
puberty came for him.
Look at his letterbox.
That's what he looks like, except he has blonde hair. But that's
He's a cutie pie though. He's a little stud.
He is a cutie pie. Honestly, it's good thing to get him in here because his little brother plays the young version of it. So then, it works a lot. This whole last scene of the movie where they actually do the performance, it does work well. I wanted it to like make me sob. Like I've heard a lot of people say this movie has fucking destroyed them.
Probably people with kids.
And I really wanted to give myself, like, I am not, you guys know me, I am not a hard-hearted person. Like, I am somebody who's very much is open to, like, making a movie just, like, overwhelm me. Shit, Rental Family is, like, one of the movies that, like, fucking destroyed me. One of my favorite movies of the year. And that movie, some people can call it saccharine, but it really fucking worked on me. Hamnet just did it, man. And it just did not work. It did not land the plane. I'm really wondering about Chloe Zhao now at this point. And I am somebody who is a big fan of the writer. I still like Nomadland.
Yeah, man.
Did that movie ever deserve to win Best Picture? Probably not.
I mean, that fucking year. Yeah,
it was a weird year
sure.
in
You know,
2020. So like, I can't really be mad at her about that. But I do think that she's someone who maybe is a little bit better. Like, obviously, the Eternals thing did not work at all because she can't work at that scale. But even with something at the Hamnet scale, I'm like, maybe she's somebody who, if this movie was just like a nice, fun little surprise and it was like a nice $15-20 million budget, like it might be one thing, but I don't know if she's a filmmaker who kind of has the big expectations, if that's something that she is most comfortable in.
You know, she was working on a Universal Dracula movie. Who knows if that's actually going to happen?
A lot of the look of this movie does look good. It's the problem is in the writing of this movie. It's written in Old English, but I don't really have a problem necessarily with that. Like, I just didn't feel in this movie, and it's Shakespeare. You're supposed to feel it more than you're supposed to even understand the words that they're saying, and I didn't feel it.
It's tough, barely related. But so speaking of Eternals, you know, Kumail is back with a new special.
Yeah, on Hulu.
Very, very excited to watch. Heard great. I mean, the clips are really good, and it makes me happy.
Thank God.
Well, the most underrated thing about Kumail has always been his stand-up. You know, you see him; he's always great as like a side character and stuff. But like, he's a great stand-up, and he directly addresses all everything that's happened with him.
Yeah,
he addresses
the perm beef.
He literally does it perfectly. He's like, I'm the first person who's ever been bullied for getting in shape. It's really good.
That's good.
Can I talk about the Materialists?
All right,
please
be nice.
What do you mean?
It's a good movie.
I don't know what. It's not good. There it is. I tried to say
All right,
out of your
nice.
mind.
Don't be nice. Go. I don't give a shit.
It's bad.
I don't think it's bad. I think it's like very, very mediocre.
It just it's a miss.
Is just a wild miscalculation.
So here's the thing. Celine Song, obviously, we're coming off Past Lives, which is just such a
we
banger.
all love.
It is so good. The one thing that you could say, especially rewatching Past Lives, that might be a bit of an issue is there are a lot of moments in that movie where the characters just state the themes out loud. The reason it still works as a movie is because it is a unique new story being told on screen. It is something that, you know what I mean, that we haven't really seen before. So there is something added by the characters repeating over and over. Well, we simply have cultural differences and we just haven't sort of crossed paths at the right time in our lives or whatever. This movie is not different from stuff we've seen, and yet the characters are still telling you what the movie's about the whole movie. And so the result is I felt like they thought I was like a toddler watching it. You know what I mean? Where they're just like, I don't know, I guess I just care about material things a lot. I guess you could say I'm a materialist. Like, shut the fuck up.
No, so I think that part of it isn't even just the script. There is that, but also, why does every person in this movie talk like that? Like, nobody in this movie talks like a real person.
So they talk really weird. A key point I need to mention. So Dakota Johnson, let's get into it a little bit.
Okay.
I think she's good.
I think I really, really enjoy her personality, like as a person. Like anytime she goes on a talk show, her like architectural digest tour of her house, it is really clear what she is. You know what I mean? She is a Nepo baby who knows it, who has never experienced difficulty and has no reason to truly put in the effort that other people do. When she, for example, like, you know, the classic thing of her being on Ellen and just like not being willing to play the stupid games and be like, Ellen, you're lying. Why are you saying it's really charming in real life because like this is just someone like exercising free will who doesn't owe anyone anything. I felt it in the movie. I felt like this was someone who like felt no need to act, basically. You know what I mean? I didn't feel like she was acting at all. It felt really jarring. It felt like there was sort of a separation. The script isn't doing her any favors, obviously. And so they almost go hand in hand. It's a weird fucking movie. It feels weird. Obviously, you know, a lot of people get hung up on how like the trailer sold a different movie than the movie itself. That might be true. The movie still could be good, even if it's different from what the trailer's selling you. But it doesn't feel like it has any of the depth that it's trying to. That's obviously going to be a very subjective thing. This entire movie is sort of about her reckoning with her own materialism and like her own identity as a romantic, as a lover, and like her own sort of emotional removedness. And that's why I do think it made sense to cast her in that role. The way that the movie represents her getting over that and learning to just love someone for who they are and not being superficial is that she ends up with Chris Evans. Do you see the problem?
Yeah.
Well, you never really buy him throughout the movie as this like poor sort of struggling.
Yeah, it's
actor.
He looks like Chris Evans.
Yeah, and that's supposed to be her like settling in a way. Like her like showing growth by ending up with Chris Evans is just absolute insanity.
There also is supposed to be a love triangle aspect of this movie. You can say it's not as much as like the trailers promise, but there is supposed to be like which one should she choose? And her and Pedro Pascal have negative chemistry with each other.
It's really brutal.
Like
That's the point. That's the point.
That's not. Then why did they try to push that there's a love triangle in the script of the movie? If that's
because she's only attracted to the money.
The point of a love triangle is that you have to see like both sides and like try and be like, oh my God, well, there's positives on both sides. There's no real positives to Pedro Pascal because guess what? She also has money. Like it's not a thing.
Well, but not that much money.
Not that much money. But
this guy's crazy rich.
It's kind of an Egbert scenario. They came together. It's Pedro and he's hot and everything.
Can we talk about the leg
Pascal's
surgery?
We
have to talk about
that's really before that though. Speaking toward like the explaining the themes, every single scene with him is exactly that. It's them talking about relationships in the most sociopathic, robotic way that no one has ever spoken. Like, where they're like, well, obviously you see the positives with me. I'm very wealthy. I have blah, blah, blah. and he's like, I like you because you see the world through that lens, which that's what I represent. You know, like it's so black and white. It really, really, really upset me. I feel like the bones of a good movie are there where like that type of conversation could make sense because it is her job. Like they did work to make it so it would be okay to have these robotic conversations because she is, her job sort of trains her to view things this way. However, every conversation she has is like that. Here's what I
said whenever I saw this movie is that this script is the outline to a great movie. It is that you write the themes on the paper and that is what you do here. But then you actually have to go in and write a script and write like good, fun dialogue and give your actors something to work with. I don't want to speak to Dakota Johnson. I have not always found Dakota Johnson to be a great actress. I think that, she's a very striking, very beautiful presence. Not as beautiful as Varang, but she's still a very striking presence.
Not nearly, no.
But I also love Pedro Pascal in many things. And I think Pedro Pascal is like pretty bad in this movie. Like, I think that he is not good with the material that he has. And so that makes me kind of look more at the script itself than at the actors. It's looking at the source material that they are given here. And it just doesn't feel like they have anything to chew on whatsoever.
So you like
I also
it.
think Chris Evans just I don't know what Chris Evans is kind of the best piece of the movie by default. In some
Yeah, I mean,
ways.
he's really charming,
he's
but
charming and charismatic, and he's the only person in the entire screen.
Well, the
that
problem
you
is,
see.
like you said, Ernest, though, like at no point are you like, yeah, this guy's definitely a fuck up. Like, no, this is Chris Evans. Like this, you know what I mean? Like he looks like he.
You need him, but at least you need Josh O'Connor in Challengers level.
Yeah,
like
man.
That's
You need a little.
floor.
You need someone scummier.
Yeah.
He can't do that.
I did like this movie just simply because of the sort of line that it's trying to ride of basically this make-believe world of matchmaking. Like there's no reality in which this is actually a thing. Like I don't buy this as a real thing of her having this job.
Never
I
seen
mean,
Hitch.
It is a thing.
Yeah, but I don't know. I never took it as like a legit depiction of something real. It's, to me, it's more of a setup for an interesting movie scenario of someone who is constantly trying to position herself and the people in her life as objects in transactional situations and relationships. And the moment in which she pushes her client to a point of her being abused is such a swing in a movie like this, to basically tell you like, hey, we're not going to do a fun, kind of throwaway romantic story. It's not going to be light. We're going to go for something a little bit heavier. And I think it paid off. I mean, to me, it paid off. I think that whole subplot probably loses a lot of people and probably goes a little bit too far. But the fact that the movie attempted it, to me, clears a certain hurdle of there are consequences to living like this. There are consequences to viewing your life in such a transactional way and to approach your interpersonal relationships in such vapid ways.
I agree. I think that's a great idea. I think the execution is just really poor.
Sure. Yeah. No, that's fair.
And so I can't, like, the watching experience doesn't work. The whole time I'm thinking, oh yeah, I can see what the sell is here. Like I get what she's going for. I just think that like at most avenues it's not working. There's
the premise only gets you so many points.
With Dakota Johnson, I just think there's a really, really fine line between playing someone that's removed and sort of steely and icy and phoning it in. And I think she's phoning it in. Or at the very least, maybe she just like doesn't have the ability to play this. Like, has she been good before? I'm asking. I don't know, but I
think she's good in this.
I really just don't feel it.
I think she's good in Suspiria.
Okay.
Yeah, Suspiria's great.
Like I said, I find her super, super interesting and charming in real life, but like
The Lost Daughter, that was good.
in this movie, it really feels like she's just reading lines.
Cha-Cha Real Smooth, or Cha-Cha, what's it called?
Cha-Cha Real Smooth.
Yeah.
I did not see it. The movie that Cooper Rafe wrote so that he could be dating Dakota Johnson.
Yeah.
Good for him. No, I will say this movie, I still like, I don't think this movie is great, but I still like kind of enjoyed this movie kind of because of how insane and nonsensical a lot of it is. It does look fantastic. Like Celine Song knows how to fucking make things look really good. Put beautiful, striking imagery on the screen here.
It's just
show hot people on the screen today and make them look beautiful. But
it's a first draft.
Yeah,
it just feels like a first draft.
It's an outline. It's not a real.
The moments of interaction that like really make a movie are completely gone in this movie. There's no exchange that like you feel in this movie. You feel the idea. There's the idea of a good movie here. I couldn't get there at all. And I wanted to a lot. So Pedro Pascal got leg lengthening surgery and
that was funny.
I mean, yeah, it really was.
They set it up earlier.
Yeah.
And then there's the reveal that that's how he became so handsome and successful, is he added 6 inches by breaking his legs and healing them.
Yeah. And she's like, I think we should break up. I swear that's not why. He's like, honestly, whatever. It's all good. I don't care about you.
I should probably tell you that does remind me now. I am going to be out the pod for the next 4 weeks.
Oh, for no reason whatsoever.
Yeah. Just okay. It's just something minor. I wouldn't worry about it, but we might want to like get like some taller tables.
How much did your finger grow after that surgery?
Yeah, I heard that I was like finger is like really what ladies are into.
Yeah, just one really long
finger.
Yeah. Okay, who's next? Is it me?
It's you.
I think I'm going to bring up a movie I watched today. It's called Wake Up Dead Man.
Let's go.
A Knives Out mystery on Netflix. So I think the conversation on these movies has fluctuated a lot because I think right now the consensus is that Glass Onion was bad. Which is shocking.
I would say the consensus ranking of these movies is 1, 3, 2 right now.
I think
that's the most common take that I've seen is like, oh yeah, this clears Glass Onion. Probably never going to recapture the first.
Here's the thing is that I think that Glass Onion is still good and fun, but I think that the problem with Glass Onion, and I don't know if you guys would agree with this, is that is a movie that is entirely focused on the mystery aspect. And whenever you kind of strip that out, it's a pretty vapid movie. This movie I would say that this has at least one of the best characters that Rian Johnson has written in these movies yet.
The Josh O'Connor. Yeah, no, he's incredible.
He is fantastic in this movie.
He's on a run.
Yeah.
So
he is fucking running right now.
I think all 3 of these movies are fantastic.
Yeah.
And I would happily watch many more as long as Rian Johnson is willing to make them, because he just connects. Like whatever he's trying to do, it clears.
And when he has the mystery brain. He loves it. He loves the Agatha Christie. He loves making a puzzle.
Yeah. I will say
you start with this one because I have a lot of thoughts on this movie as well.
The mystery aspect of this movie is not the most appealing aspect of it. I will say
that sort of, I feel like it's in the second one is a step down from the first one.
Yeah. By the time you get to the final like third act reveal of, everything sort of coming to a head and you get the moment of revelation, there are bits that feel novel and feel interesting, but by that point you're just kind of just checking things off and you're just like, okay, let's wrap it up. Mm-hmm. You do get some great moments from the cast. I really enjoyed Josh O'Connor. I really enjoyed Josh Brolin. Glenn Close.
Brolin is awesome in this movie.
He's phenomenal. I think that what really drew me to this movie, I think there's 2 big things that really connected with me. Number one, it looks amazing.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know why this is just relegated to Netflix, but whatever. That's just the world that we live in.
Hey.
But it looks so fucking beautiful.
The 4th movie, it was only a 2-movie deal with Netflix. So theoretically, Knives Out 4 could be in theaters somewhere for whoever.
Luckily, I have a good quality like MacBook Pro and I can like hold it really close to my face and really sort of replicate the cinematic experience. But man, there's just so many shots in this thing that just are sumptuous. The other thing is this is just a delivery mechanism for Rian Johnson to start firing off takes about faith and religion and society. And he has a really great sense of humor that has always popped up in all his movies and is here in what is probably the least funny of these movies, but he still manages to sneak it in there. The vibe that he creates here is so singular. The dynamic between Josh O'Connor and Daniel Craig, I think is just really great to see. This movie, I think, takes religion and takes spirituality and uses it and extrapolates it to make a lot of interesting points about society in general and America and our relationship to our politics and our government and Donald Trump. The word Trump is never said in this movie, not once. And yet it is 100% about Trump and about the Republican Party and how they co-opt religion and Christianity to fuel their movement and how America has become poisoned by this perversion of Christianity and how these people have abandoned the teachings of Christ to fuel their own self-interest. It's fascinating.
Really, it's about like the cult of personality. Really.
Exactly.
It's about people who were and Slate. This isn't even spoilers because this is all like part of the preamble to the movie itself. But the Josh Brolin character plays the priest, the
Judd.
I don't remember.
Judd Duplantis.
Yeah,
That's an awesome name.
It's a sick name. All the names in these franchises.
Yeah, they're all
amazing.
really good.
But he is the leader of this parish, and he is, for the congregation that goes there, like he is God. Like he can do no wrong.
He's
the Messiah.
Jefferson Wicks.
No, that's Brolin.
Yeah.
Brolin is Monsignor. That's the name I was looking for, not the priest. Monsignor Jefferson Wicks. And everybody there will like bow on hand and foot for him in whatever he does. And they are just willing to take it as the blind truth, even whenever like truth is punching them right in the face. And that is kind of where the Trumpism comes most clearly across, is the like, I don't care what you're telling me or what I'm seeing.
I will fight for you.
This is like what
I'm your soldier.
This is what you're telling me is, I'm going to be your soldier on the front lines.
Yeah.
Not the soldier for God. Meanwhile, Josh O'Connor comes in, and this is a character. This is Judd Duplantis, who is a priest who has moved over to join this parish. He's someone who has kind of struggled with religion and with faith. You find out pretty early on in the movie, killed a man by accident. He was a former boxer, and he accidentally punched a guy so hard that he killed him.
A boxer turned
He
priest.
once played tennis with a guy so hard that they hugged at the end.
Yeah, they
And died.
full over.
Killed him with his boner.
Yeah.
But just the idea of a boxer turned priest is so fucking cool.
It's great. It's like one of those things. It's like, why hasn't this been done? And also, maybe it has been done in an Agatha Christie novel, and I haven't heard of it before. But it's so perfect. Just having this character and this whole idea of faith, but specifically Catholicism, because even more than just the faith of religion and organized religion and Christianity and all kind of the foibles that presents, Catholicism pushes it up to another level because there is so much tradition and practices that go into it that are so the rituals of it all that are very like antiquated and feel very like old fashioned and kind of all of the wrong ways. They feel very cult like, and this is kind of a movie that is making you question everything that you were seeing here. Which is, I mean, it's a mystery novel or a mystery film. That's kind of what it is here that you're doing. Daniel Craig back again as Benoit Blanc. What I will say this movie makes a very smart choice of is we don't see Benoit Blanc until about 45 minutes into this movie.
Great choice.
We spend a lot of time with Josh O'Connor setting up this world, meeting some of the other characters. I do have actually some hiccups about the extended cast and like, where things don't really work.
So I was going to throw this at you guys as probably the most common online critique that I've seen, miscastings. Particularly.
Well, the critique that we don't have an app to discuss the presence of Mr. Jeremy Renner. If only we had an app dedicated.
God, if I could talk about his performance as Dr. Nat Sharp.
I'm trying to do that on like the Mila Kunis app, and they're not listening to me. They don't care. No. They're saying "Shut up, Meg," which is funny on that app, of course.
I actually think that Renner is fun in this movie. He's pretty smaller. I would say the characters that actually matter more. Andrew Scott
doesn't do anything.
Doesn't really do anything at all. And Andrew Scott always does something for me.
So
Great in Blue Moon.
The thing, I think it's a really easy thing to trace as to like why this might be happening, which is like, this is a very rare situation in which actors reach out to this director, knowing that this franchise exists and it exists on the blood of having each movie having a new cast of like high profile actors having fun in these roles. The movies do well. This is a rare situation where the actors reach out and they're like, put me in this movie.
Yeah.
They're all so down that like Ryan Johnson and like who, the other team like at hand here are like, okay, let's find a spot. Like, holy shit, you know what I mean?
Able to do much.
Yeah, it's like, damn. Okay, Andrew Scott's in. He'd be great in a movie like this. So what do we got for him, Ryan? You've written the movie, so it's sort of like an after the fact, putting the cart before the horse situation.
So what you're saying right now is a little bit of how I felt with Glenn Close in this movie. Glenn Close isn't bad. Glenn Close isn't bad in anything that she does. Her character didn't really like her performance in this role.
She gets some stuff to do.
But I'm saying like her.
She gets more to do than fucking Jeremy Renner.
She gets more to do than most of the cast. But I'm saying that I did not buy her as much in this world as I did somebody like Josh O'Connor. Really, the other guy that I loved was Daryl McCormick, who real heads will know from Twisters.
Yeah, no, he's good
on that. I really loved him. I really love Kaylee Spaney, who you meet later on as like a local cop who's kind of brought into this whole world.
No, that's Mila Kunis.
That is Mila Kunis. Just kidding. Mila Kunis is great.
Kaylee Spaney's the girl in the wheelchair.
I've heard people talk shit about Mila Kunis.
She's fine. She's fine. It's
Kaylee Spaney I did like a lot though.
One of the funniest tweets I've seen in a long time. I haven't even seen the movie, but there's a tweet that's like the Jeremy Renner in this movie feels like a posthumous performance.
Dude, he looks rough.
Oh,
he looks fucked up.
I mean,
they had to reconstruct his entire like skull.
Well, and like it, in terms of like availability as an actor, it's still like his whole shit got fucked.
This is his first roll back.
This snowplow.
Yeah,
like we on the Renner app we had our fun,
right?
But yeah, no, it's brutal.
I mean, nobody is talking enough about how in Glass Onion there was a Jeremy Renner hot sauce that played a key role in the plot.
What was it called?
So Jeremy, you're so right. Jeremy Renner exists in this world.
Yeah. That's why, like, I was assuming he was playing himself.
I mean,
that's a bummer.
He's
what is this hot sauce called? It's called the whole, like, it's really clear that the joke came before. You know what I mean? Like, it's just because of the pun.
Renning hot.
That sucks. Renning hot. I'm also seeing very far down on the cast list. Little JGL.
Well, he pops up in all of these in a voice camera.
Just voice.
It's just voice.
Yeah.
Come back, JGL.
Yeah.
Hit record, Joe. We miss you. He's so good. Remember Brick?
Yeah.
He's so sick in Brick.
Yeah, Brick rocks.
Brick rocks.
He just comes in for like a day because that's his boy. But I really, really enjoyed this movie. Like, this is like a fringe top 10 movie for me. I don't know if it's going to make the cut, but
it's really good.
I really like it, man. This is
very entertaining.
I saw this movie a couple weeks ago because it was playing in some select theaters. It was playing at like one theater, like way out in like fucking Ocoee, like just a small little theater. And it's just sitting really well in the head, man. I'm kind of a sucker for religious shit. Whether it's this, whether it's Midnight Mass, like things like that are deeply entrenched in the religiosity of it all, the cult that you kind of buy into, and deep down, like the positive messaging of it all, because this isn't all just like a negative, like, oh God, this is just all some sick cult that you're brought into. Like, they are promising something to give you a better life, to teach you good teachings. Like, at the end of the day, the Bible has led, and organized religion in general has led to mass genocide and horrible things across the world. But at just the book itself, like at its principle, is just teaching you like, hey, you should be a good person. You should like give to your neighbor. You should like do unto others.
The surface level of Christ.
Like, it's all of that stuff is just like good messages that you should get out. And a lot of people buy into that teaching. The Kaylee Spaney character is someone who buys into religion as a sense of hope for her. She is somebody who, like, she has like chronic pain. Basically, she's just someone who is in pain all the time and has turned to religion as a hope for her. And the sad thing that you see that's really tragic, that the movie doesn't get into like the tragic nature of it all, but you just kind of like see it there in the background, is how someone can turn to religion as a sense of hope, as a sense of looking for a miracle, and people can use that. People can take advantage of that and take their money and say, like, the more that you give to the church and the more that you like pray and spend this time doing X, Y, and Z, helping out around, then you'll feel better.
Buy your way to heaven.
You can buy your way to heaven. Exactly. And there's a lot of that in this movie that works really, really well.
I think that, to me, what resonates the most, I mean, this movie, I think, is going for a message in a way that Knives Out and Glass Onion necessarily weren't. And you can take away lessons from those films about, you know, how we should view wealth,
classism, stuff like that. Yeah.
And sort of like where we're putting our chips in the, like, what types of people we're putting our chips in society. But I think this movie, it broadens the scope enough to be able to make this point about, like, how we view each other and what we want from each other, because we fundamentally live in like a Christian society, right? A society that is dominated by Christianity, even if we aren't ourselves Christian. And we look around everywhere and we see people claiming to be followers of Christ and drivers of this mission of the church. And yet so many of them don't follow those teachings, right? And our society is dominated.
I don't really know what you're talking
by
about.
this. There's this gap, you know, where you have people saying like, oh, you have to live by God. You have to live by the teachings of Christ. And yet they turn around and they say, if you have empathy, you are weak.
I think there's only like one person who really is truly living by those teachings right now, and it's Erica Kirk.
Oh God.
Anyway,
I think this movie like fully tackles that head on in a really interesting way, where it forces you to just like pump the brakes and be like, look around you. Yeah. Look at the people that claim to be members of this movement and look at how they view and the world around them.
You're also right that there has been an amount of that in the first two movies as well. Yeah. It's just not like, you know, in the forefront necessarily.
It fully is in this one.
Yeah, and to that point, one thing that I will say is that I think that the mystery is probably the least interesting part of this movie.
It's not. Yeah.
There's like, when they actually unravel the mystery, I think is pretty clunky in this movie. It's like it's pretty drawn out. It's like 15 minutes. That's just like a lot of exposition.
You're just like waiting to get to it.
And you know, that's like, it's Agatha Christie. It's these movies. Like, that's a common thing in mystery films, is like they have to explain the actual whodunit of the whodunit film that you're watching. But I think that the mystery is like the least interesting thing about this movie.
But they find a way to put the Benoit Blanc character front and center, and also the Josh O'Connor character front and center, and make it a character focus.
Have Josh O'Connor come back in these movies, because he is like such a great presence that I would love for him to just join the fold here.
Josh O'Connor, I was just trying to track it down because I saw a comp that I really liked, because he's an interesting actor to try to pin down, because he has like an insane magnetism and like a scene stealing thing, but it's very effortless, and it doesn't make sense because he doesn't look like that guy. You know what I mean? He just has the aura.
Yeah.
Elliot Gould in the 70s.
Hey,
yeah. Nashville
that's a great comp. Yeah.
Seriously, like where it's just like, I think the post that was talking about it was like, it almost makes other actors look stupid because he just has it and he's not even trying.
He kind of looks like him too.
No, honestly, that's a great. If you were gonna make The Long Goodbye now, it's like, you would cast Josh O'Connor.
Yeah, it's so like watching Challengers. You're like, why does this guy think he's hot shit? And why is he hot shit? You know, like how is this guy working? So I'm happy to hear that he like, you know, he jives immediately with this.
Dude, Elliot Gould is still alive.
Yeah.
That's so crazy.
Oceans.
1938.
Holy shit.
God damn.
That's so crazy. All right. We are running out of time. We got time for about maybe one or two more. We're at the 2 hour mark.
Who's next?
It's me. All right. So I'll pair a couple here at the very end. I'm going to talk about 2 docs. Probably the two best documentaries I've seen this year. The first one is Predators. Have you guys heard about this? So this is a film about NBC Dateline's To Catch a Predator, and about like the actual making of the film and really investigating it. Specifically because it's going into kind of uncovering, like, getting a lot of the stories behind the scenes of making To Catch a Predator.
How it got, why it got canceled.
Well, it gets specifically into that exact story of the one To Catch a Predator thing, which I won't spoil for people because I didn't know the in-depth thing until watching it.
Which is, by the way, the most like inevitable thing that would happen when you make a show like this.
A prominent person, maybe in politics, was Predator caught. So it goes a little bit into like the actual making of it, the reason why it got canceled, but the interesting twist of this movie is, instead of just focusing on it and doing kind of a cut and dry documentary, it is really focused on why audiences were so enamored with this show in the first place. Why did we like become so, we had this fetishization of the idea of catching predators in the act, and of like catching people while they're doing the bad thing, and having Scott Hansen just there to Chris Hansen. Scott Hansen been very different. Yeah. 7 hours of catching predators.
That'd be so awesome.
I would watch the shit out of that.
Chris Hansen, very different. Chris Hansen, just really you like catching these guys.
Is that a dildo in your backpack?
That's what AI.
The Octobox of predators.
That's what AI was made for.
And meanwhile, like Chris Hansen on Red Zone every week.
Sit down.
Come here.
Sit down for 7 hours. So,
but it's getting into that, and like why we just wanted to like take these people who, in many cases, some of them are just like serial pedophiles. They're very, very sick people. And a lot of the other people that you see here, it does try to make you, I don't want to say empathize with these people, because they obviously are doing like disgusting, horrible acts. But instead of like trying to intervene and get them help and get them like into some kind of deep psychological therapy, it's like we need to like fucking like shame them on public television and then throw them in prison. And like we all get to feel a little bit better because like our streets are staying safer because of this. And why we were so into this, why the people at NBC and Chris Hansen specifically, like they bought into this and didn't really care about like the ramifications of this and if this is the right thing to do. And
it is truly, it was a special show. If like my sister and I, for some reason, really loved it when we were kids.
Yeah, so did I. I used to watch the shit out of it.
Yeah, like religiously we'd watch it. And it, one big piece of it is that it is, you know, it's so easy to perceive. Like this is the one, like the most universally evil thing you could do. Mm-hmm. And so like that, you know, like base level, you're like, yeah, that kind of excuses whatever they're doing here.
Yeah.
You know, because these are people that you just can't feel anything for. But like you're saying, this isn't like the best way to deal with these people.
No, well,
of course not.
It reaches a point where it's like, where is the line for some of this? Again, there are, and you see some of them on here, really sick people who are just like in their like 50s, 60s, whatever. And they're talking to people really thinking they're 14-year-olds. And like those people are disgusting. There's also a point because you can tell they're just like trying to like grasp at straws, where there's like 19-year-olds who are really alone and have just now discovered the internet as like a chat room and stuff like that. And there's somebody that's posing as 16 and they just like feeling like some kind of attention from somebody else. And it's like, bam, guess what? You're a fucking sick pedophile, you pervert. And like, was that the right way to ever deal with these people in the first place? You learn more about the director himself, David Ossett, as the film goes along. And a lot of times whenever I watch documentaries, I don't really like when documentarians insert themselves into the film, but this is something where it really adds to the narrative that he is building in this story here. That it's really fantastic. I think that if you were a fan of the show back in the day, I think that you would get a lot out of it. I think even if you never really watched the show, I think this is just like one of the more well-constructed documentaries of the year. It's on Paramount Plus right now. So
I'm so stoked.
Freddys stream.
Predators.
It's great. Very, very watchable despite kind of the heavy subject matter. There's a couple scenes that are a little tough to watch because it's, again, dealing with heavy subject matter. And if you know about the reason why the show got canceled, it can get a little bit dark.
This is not the one with Elle Fanning cut in half riding behind as a backpack.
This is not Predator
Badlands. That's a different film.
And this is not the Adrian Brody 2010.
Right.
Yeah, this isn't Predators by
No.
you want to have a go at that director?
Nimrod.
Guy's name is literally Nimrod. Come on.
Okay. The other documentary that I want to talk about here, much heavier subject matter. But
Heavier?
Yes. That is The Perfect Neighbor. So for people who don't know, this is a film that it takes place just north of us where we're recording this in the Ocala area. And it is,
that's like basically our area.
This is Netflix, right?
It is a Netflix film.
Yeah, this went like crazy viral. Everyone watched
If I had to make a prediction right now, I think this is going to win Best Documentary at the Oscars this year. So this movie, it is told almost entirely through police body cam footage.
Insane.
And it is capturing a neighbor shooting a black woman in her neighborhood. And it goes through like, it doesn't just capture just that moment. It has years of like calls that are happening to the house, and you see the woman herself, you see kind of the neighborhood and the people that are there. And a lot of it revolves around standard ground laws. So it is something that is very, very poignant, especially for us in the state of Florida, but really all over the country as more and more stand your ground laws are being passed in certain states. This is heavy subject matter. Like this is not just like a fun, some popcorn and throw it on and watch
so many times I've passed by it on Netflix and just been like, I don't know. I can't do that right now.
I will just say, like, I think this has a shot at making my top 10 of the year, because I think that like even just the construction alone of this movie is
the editing
incredible. The fact that you took what's seemingly hundreds and thousands of hours of publicly available, but police body cam imaging of the actual responses, the phone calls that you're hearing that are being calls into the station. And a lot of this was brought to the fray whenever there were some court trials and things like that. And like, I know I'm kind of getting into the details because this was like a real thing that happened, but I think that it is extremely powerful. It is extremely affecting, obviously, with the subject matter that you're having here. But I think the craft alone is worth some, just a ton of plaudits if you are a fan of documentary filmmaking.
Are you saying plaudits because it was the word in spelling bee a few days ago?
No,
but
I didn't. But
that pissed me off.
The New York Times.
Yeah.
Wow, you didn't get plaudits?
Didn't
fucking amateur hour over here.
Yeah, I had to get Annabelle's help.
Jesus,
fucked me up.
No, I really love this movie. I think that one of the great things about this movie is it's not like it's just like a 75, 80-minute documentary. Like, you do spend a lot of time just in the neighborhood, and you get to meet the neighbors that are here and just see that this is just like a very loving
all
people.
Body cam.
You get to see that, like, yeah, there's all these kids that are out there playing around. You see other neighbors, some of them white neighbors that are just like out and about, and they're like, yeah, no, these kids, like, let's just let the kids play. It's better that they're out here than like out like dealing or doing drugs or like having guns and stuff like that. Like, they're just kids being kids. And there's racism is a fucking hell of a thing, and it's still rampant everywhere. And not to end the podcast on a fucking downer of a note, but this is a great documentary. I cannot recommend it enough if you love
I'm imagining like a cop that's like going like Mank mode, being like, I need cinematographer credits here.
Yeah.
The way I faced the guy who was talking to me,
did you like that?
No, not just anyone would do that. Or like catching the filmmaker bug from it.
Drew, you got
I'm like, The Perfect Neighbor mid.
Just two quick things that we're going to talk about at length later, just to end on a little bit of a fucking lighter note. Pluribus banger.
So good. Maybe I overhyped it a little bit. I came off
are you coming down a little bit?
Really high off of those first two. because those first two were fucking
one of the
insane.
Maybe like top 3 pilots I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Top 3.
Yeah.
It's seriously.
And I think
crazy.
the show ends up being a lot more contained and just focus on that one character in a way that maybe I wasn't expecting.
Yeah.
I was just thinking it would broaden it out a little bit more.
Well, I think to the point that you brought up whenever you watched the pilot was about the mystery of it all. And the mystery is like, it's not about the mystery.
No,
Yeah,
not at
it's
all.
like solved.
Yeah.
It's solved quickly.
It's just about this one character.
Exactly.
That's it.
It's that said though, it's just an absolute stunner of a show for a lot of reasons.
Looks amazing.
Big recommend for the official podcast. Have you guys listened to any of it?
No.
I wanted to honestly wait till the end of the season. But it's
Vince every ep.
Most eps he's on. Vince, by the way, seems like a true sweetheart, like a truly good
He's
guy, like a fun little Southern accent. It's different than other official podcasts for shows because this is just a bunch of craft freaks.
Yeah.
Just people who are obsessed with their craft.
It's probably all the same people who worked on Saul.
Yeah, exactly.
And,
that's another big piece of it. Is they have the chemistry and the years of experience working together, but also they brought in a lot of new voices on like the writing and directing side this season, and obviously acting. But like the result is just a show that is so well crafted in every single facet. It's just people who are so meticulous, and it's so, I don't know. It's an absolute gem to watch because you know what you're looking at is real.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They don't take shortcuts and you feel it.
And they understand. I think I might have said this last time we talked about it, but Vince understands the patterns of TV habits. And I think that he understands that a lot of shows these days know that you're going to have your phone in your hand and you're not going to be paying 100% attention.
Mm-hmm.
I think this show, the approach that it has, the patience, the deliberate slowness of it is like telling you like, hey, buddy, pay attention. Look at this.
And it is,
sit with this.
And I am like, I will like woefully admit, I do have problems watching things that are slower a lot of the time. Like I'm very brain rotted. I haven't like noted that in my head one time watching this show because every moment like even when he's not because he's not directing, but like he is the shotless guy, Vince.
Yeah. He's there.
He makes everything look interesting. Well, like the most boring shot is all of a sudden
her opening a trash
it's a
can.
fucking painting, man.
Yeah.
Like he's so painterly, he's so meticulous. Every single thing is worth looking at.
Well, I think to that point, like about like the meticulousness, but the artistry kind of behind it all is my favorite non-pilot episode of the season is her alone in Albuquerque, where everybody leaves and it's just her. Yeah. And it's just like there's not really much of a script in way of dialogue that's happening the entire scene, but it's just like arresting images on the screen, and you're just kind of like watching her trying to figure out this mystery and unravel things and just kind of wander around an empty space.
Are you a couple behind?
I'm 2 behind.
Okay, because though not the newest one, but the one
F7.
before.
F7 is
bro.
It's a lot more of that, but also combined with the guy in Paraguay.
Yeah.
Hey.
And it is stupid.
His journey.
It is stupid good.
Oh my
Holy fucking shit. They get into a little because like watching it, you're like, these locations are stunning. And they did, they went to like I think like Falkland Islands or something for a lot of his stuff. But I don't know. That's why I like the podcast so much, because the amount that they squeeze out of fucking Albuquerque never ceases to amaze me. And it's not just, in like a Breaking Bad, Better Call Saul way. Like the storage unit location is Albuquerque.
No way.
And they just dress the fuck out of it.
And that whole street once he makes it out of there.
Well, that's the thing is they have to add anything tropical. There's no trees in fucking Albuquerque.
That looks like they just went to fucking Latin America.
Yeah, the whole storage unit area. And also not just that, like it's a storage facility. They also like him living on like the second floor of it, that whole second floor is a facade, and then there's a separate set for it.
Damn.
It's just Vince. The thing that Vince I think is best at, especially like, you know, aging into this like this role that he has with this show, is letting creatives have space to like be creative.
Yeah.
He just, everyone who works with him is like, yeah, he, you know what I mean? He wants to hear what your ideas are. And the result is like such a rich text, from writing to directing to acting. Like everyone has an amount of input that you do not see on other shows. And that's why his model is sustainable, even though he's not a psycho. You know what I mean? Where it has the signature feel and the auteur aspect that you would expect from someone who is a piece of shit, who's uncompromising. And yet it's actually, much like Pluribus, it's coming from like a collective in a way. It's so cool what he's able to accomplish here. I'm just so fucking in on this show.
It's so good.
Yeah,
man.
it's like,
it's special.
Yeah, it's dumb good. It also does such a good, this is an idea he's had floating around for years and years, but like it is so good at capturing ChatGPT speak.
Yeah.
The way that ChatGPT talks at you.
Yeah.
It's perfect.
Right. I'm trying to cater to you.
Yeah. The way, and just like the level of vocabulary, every single piece of it is just, it's so dialed.
It hits.
And I'm thinking of this because this is the part of the season that I'm at, but the point when the collective is not wanting to talk to Ray Seahorn, so they just have the voice message that he gets to listen to, and it plays the entire message. Yeah, every single time she calls,
like 10 times in the episode.
So good. Like that is such a funny choice to have.
And she could easily just be like, "Hey, make your thing shorter."
But that's what I said to Annabelle. I was like, I would call them and say, "Hey, I don't need to hear that."
But it tells you so much about that character that she like wants to be miserable. Like this is a person who views hardship and misery as part of her humanity.
That's part of life.
It is what being a person is.
So, I mean, a lot of people are bumping up against the fact that you're spending time with someone who kind of sucks, you know,
which it's understandable.
But the whole point of the show is it's better to be someone who sucks than not to be somebody.
Exactly. Exactly.
And so it doesn't bother me at all, except for there are a couple points, but it
tests you.
But it also,
but then you meet like our guy who's like hanging out in Vegas, and I'm like, this is my bro.
He's
like
he's so goated.
Here's the thing, he's got it figured out. Like that, if this happens to me, I'm just doing that shit. I'm just fucking and sucking. I'm like, Varang, get down here.
Well, it is very much like there's a middle ground, and so you are frustrated with Carol most of the time, particularly in the episode. Anytime that she comes to a realization, like independently, where she learns something. Every single time, everyone already knows, because what you could just do is ask them.
Yeah.
She has figured out independently that they can't lie to her, and yet she keeps them at such a distance.
Right.
You know what I mean? So
it's just a vibe.
It's almost like even if you're in with her in her plight, in her mission, you're mad because she's doing it so bad. You're like, yeah, keep your enemies closer. And I think you'll have a way easier time here, Carol. But that's like part of the point. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Is that she's not likable.
Well, it's so fascinating to think like what makes us human, you know, is our most miserable qualities are most human.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, and also just it, you know, like you were led to hate particularly the woman from India who hates Carol because this woman has her whole family is still alive, quote unquote, even though they're taken over. And so she's really easily able to just pretend that everything's normal.
Yeah. She wants to get plugged in.
You almost wonder if Carol's partner was still there, would Carol be a little bit more okay with everything?
Yeah.
You know, because she'd be able to pretend. It's like simulation theory type
shit.
It's really, I don't know. There's so much to think about, and it's not spacey about it. It's all very logical and grounded in a way that you would expect, I guess, from Gilligan. But with a premise like this, there's no one else who would tackle this premise in such like a normal way. It's such like a normal show for how insane it is.
Exactly. And her performance is just
like she's
fucking phenomenal.
She's
carrying like every shot, every scene.
Yeah, she's out of this world
by herself.
So, and I mean, shout out, because like, you know, listening to the podcast, so much of what they talk about is like how to direct extras, because that's a whole different skill set of just like, how do you
coordination?
How do you get like 100 people to do the exact same thing? You know, it's it's such an interesting project. So I'm such a fan. Second thing, Task. I'm about halfway through.
Good shit.
Fuck.
I gotta start this. It's my number one that I need to.
You
before
were
year
really
end.
hot on Mayor of Easttown.
I love Mayor of Easttown.
Yeah.
That was like it was easy in my top 10.
This might be better.
It's better.
Yeah.
Wow.
This is better.
Yeah.
This feels like, I mean, it's a movie. Like it is like Prisoners.
Oh,
It feels like watching Prisoners just.
Come on.
and
it's like Heat.
like
It's just man, you guys are just trying to tease me. You're trying to titillate me now.
But it has like a sadness to it. There's a humanity.
it's
to
so
this.
sad, dude.
It's
Rough Dog.
dude.
The Rough Dog is going through it.
It's a story about a community that's ravaged by crime. You know, it's not just about like cool guys doing crime. It's about like the ripple effects of that crime.
Tom Pelfrey.
Dude, so good.
Wasn't familiar. He's, you know, he cut his teeth in soap operas in the 2000s. And then, you know, since then he's been in good stuff. He was in Ozark and he's gotten a lot of praise. Holy motherfucking shit. This guy's
He's really good.
Yeah.
The way he sinks into this character, like stunningly good. Amelia Jones, lead of Coda, fucking awesome. Like the production design and the costuming and the hair and makeup are all so good that like
Very believable.
everything is so sunken in and so real. It's perfection, man. So like I've never been so dialed in to like a crime procedural type show.
Fabian Frankel, House of the Dragon Heads will know him as the shitty fucking knight.
oh, hey,
Our boy,
okay.
the hot
That guy.
shithead.
Yeah.
He's in here.
He's awesome. Jamie McShane playing like the old biker dude. He's so gross and nasty.
Where do they find these guys, man?
They kind of cheated with him because he's from Sons of Anarchy.
Okay.
So that makes sense. You know what I mean?
Okay.
But like, yeah, they just, I don't know. And they really let their actors like go for the accent,
Yeah.
you know, go for the Philly. Like, oh, it's fucking kids in my fucking house.
Is it like what's the hit rate on that?
It's very high.
Okay.
It is. It does.
You're in it. You feel immersed in this world.
I'm really grateful that Ruffalo's not trying to do that.
That's
I don't
good.
I think he would do really bad. There's some things I just don't trust him to do. I don't want to hear him do that. But yeah, overall, just like tonally, it really feels like you're just watching like 7 hours of Prisoners. Like it's just fucking stupid good.
That sounds like my fucking So I'm into that.
Oh my God, it's good. So yeah, I also watched the first episode of Heated Rivalry, the gay hockey show from Canada.
I've been hearing about this. Is this slop?
Oh my God, it's slop.
Yeah.
Like I was like, oh, like that could be super interesting. That could be a really great show.
They're not even trying to not make this look like slop.
The whole pilot, you don't learn anything about anyone. Like they forget the part where you're supposed to like care about anyone, and they just go right into like the gay fucking for most of the episode.
Okay.
I don't know the guys yet.
But like, how is the fucking? Is it good?
It's really good. I really respect how many different ways they block to get to not have cocks in the shot.
Oh,
they don't put dicks in there.
Yeah.
So when you search Heated Rivalry on Google, one of the first results is a Reddit post that's titled, "Is Heated Rivalry made for gay men or straight women?"
It's made for book talk women.
Yeah.
That is the target audience.
Like the women in Pluribus that love her books.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's like, yeah. It's just,
and the one guy with the sword.
It's book talk slop. It's Canadian also. So like craft wise, it's really
hockey. I mean, who else is making a hockey show?
I mean, they're Canadians. So,
The craft is bad. The direction is bad. The writing is like piss poor. The acting isn't very good. I'm so sorry to report this to everybody. It sucks.
We were all wondering. We were all just needing this to work.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, that seems like a good place to wrap things up. So thank you all for listening. Please remember to rate, review, and subscribe, like, and comment. Let us know your thoughts on everything that we talked about on this episode. Lots of goodies. We did a good job.
Yeah.
We crammed a lot in here. Possibly the last episode of the year. We'll see if we'll have time to record one more before the year is out, but unlikely. We shall see.
Yeah.
We'll try to make it work. Because I think we did like maybe 20% of your watch list.
We did a solid little chunk. We did the things I'm contractually obligated to talk about.
Oh, okay,
if you want me to do another like 45 minutes on Dogman, I can.
No, I think we're good on that.
Okay.
I think we're good on that. Stick around for Listomania, best of the year, albums, shows, movies, and WeBoughtAMic.net. Get every episode in your inbox. Patreon.com/WeBoughtAMic. Thank you, beautiful donors. Thank you to everybody for listening and sharing and participating in the podcast this year. Thank you to all the folks in the Discord. Really appreciate you. Keep the love coming. It's been a great 2025. Here's to a great 2026. Stick around. We love you. See you on the other side.
Bye.
Merry Christmas. Happy New Year. Bye-bye.